cut. The White House is emphasizing a rebound for the U.S. economy after shrinking in the first quarter, growing at 3% in the second quarter as tariff revenues flow in.
And so it's a really beautiful day in economic data land. And I think financial markets need to understand that when you have supply-side booms like we're creating under Trump's agenda, then that doesn't create inflation. It creates growth, but not inflation, because the more supply you have, the lower prices are.
National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett says the White House take is that data supports a rate cut, but he says they respect the Fed's independence. President Trump has been publicly pushing for a rate cut. The Democratic nominee for New York City mayor just echoing the governor's call for a nationwide ban on assault rifles after Monday's mass shooting at a Manhattan office building.
As it is horrifying to each and every one of us in this room and beyond that a man with such documented mental health struggles was able to purchase a weapon, leave alone a weapon of such devastating capability.
Zoran Mamdani also thanking law enforcement after meeting with the family members of some of the victims, but he previously called for disbanding an elite police unit that responded to Monday's attack, now telling reporters his issue with that unit being used to respond to protests. Mamdani also insists his platform is not about defunding the police, but allowing them to focus on serious crimes. The mayor's race is crowded, Mamdani facing other Democrats running as independents in addition to Republican Curtis Sliwa. Just getting word a city council member in Virginia was set on fire in a local magazine office where he works. Police say it appears the attack stemmed from a personal matter and is not related to politics. His condition not known. Americans listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A busy day for first responders in Greenwood. A heat advisory in effect, mostly sunny and 91 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. A plane crashed in Greenwood at around 10:45 this morning. Tyler Swartzen's the public information officer with the Greenwood Fire Department. He says it crashed right by a Circle K gas station.
The pilot was the only deceased and the only occupant of the aircraft.
No one else was hurt. This woman works near where the plane went down and described what the scene was like.
I mean, it was immediate. There was people immediately coming from every which direction to try to find it. But I'm assuming Circle K told them because, I mean, it's literally right behind their building.
Now investigators are trying to figure out what caused this to happen. The NTSB and the FAA are looking into everything. Someone shot a crop duster aircraft in Boone County back on July 18th. The Boone County Sheriff's Office today said they're looking for any help they can get in finding the person responsible for that. The plane landed safely with no injuries to the pilot. The FBI and the FAA have been notified about that as well. Someone driving an SUV crashed in Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick reports on what police are saying.
IMPD North District officers were dispatched to the 3800 block of Boulevard Place.
That's Indy Metro Police Officer Tommy Thompson speaking Wednesday along 38th Street on the north side of Indianapolis after a crash between a person and a car.
The female traveling northbound, crossing not within a crosswalk to the northbound side, and was fatally struck.
Thompson says the person driving the white SUV collided with a pole and now is cooperating with police and had to be taken to the hospital for a blood draw. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Boss Man Tacos is accused of violating federal law at its restaurant in Highland, Indiana. The lawsuit filed today says Boss Man Tacos knew its head chef and other male cooks were sexually harassing their female servers, some of whom were teenagers, but allowed the harassment to continue. The plaintiffs say this has been going on since November of 2021. Today was the first fall practice for the Indiana Hoosier football team. IU head coach Curt Cignetti was candid when describing the weather.
It was hot and it was humid, but I thought the older guys, the experienced guys, pushed through it well. The team in general did push through it well. We got our work done, took a business-like approach.
Indiana's first game, August 30th against Old Dominion, kickoff at 2:30. It's 3:04, your traffic and weather next.
If you're struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year, Mark Patrick Seminars can help.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminar Thursday, July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, August 2nd, Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Traffic at 3:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, on the west side, we have a crash going westbound Rockville Road at 465. I'm told 2 left lanes are blocked and traffic is slow beyond the 465 interchange. And still on the west side, this is a crash going northbound 465 before Crawfordsville Road. It's right there on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Southbound 6570 jams from the north split down to the south split. That's because of construction. Northbound 65 stop and go Raymond Street into the south split because of road construction. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Need better sleep? Upgrade to a premium bed now and get the rest you deserve at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. They make sleep easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Look for lots of sunshine. Highs near 94 with heat indices into the triple digits. Showers and thunderstorms tonight, and some of those, 1 or 2, could be on the stronger side. Lows near 70. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Our lovely producer, Allison Lemons, behind the soundboard.
What's her name?
Allison Lemons.
Okay.
Behind the soundboard. Sometimes I accidentally call her Ashley for whatever reason, but...
Like 5 minutes ago.
Does it seem like, Hammer, like... I read about these small plane crashes happening all the time all across the country. We had one happen in Greenwood today, a small plane crash. The pilot, apparently the only one that died. Tragically, this happened in Greenwood next to the interstate, I believe. And it seems like we hear about these types of things a lot.
It's one of those things where I wonder if it's because we've got more media now, or is this happening more? Like, has this type of thing always happened at this frequency, but we might not have had everybody with a camera?
I feel like it has. I always hear about these small plane crashes going down, and executives or whoever's flying them, recreationally, something goes wrong, and, families are killed. Or in this case, we had one female, I believe, killed at the scene. And I think it was the pilot, right?
Right.
It was the pilot.
She was the only one on board, and the plane crashed between a Circle K gas station and the Nest Event Center, and the wreckage was just about 20 feet away from the gas station building. And this was in Greenwood, near one of the main streets there.
Well, there's the Greenwood Airport, I think, is a couple miles away from there.
Yeah.
From where the crash is. And boy, if you would have crashed into that Circle K gas station, there would have been many more fatalities.
Correct.
And I'm talking if you hit the wrong thing, explosion, just crashing into a gas station.
Right. In addition to the people, you have the human fireball that would happen with the crash, and now it's burning up gasoline possibly if you hit a car or a gas pump or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, this I hate to say it could have been worse when one person lost their life here, but
I know what you mean.
Had that hit that Circle K gas station, you're talking a mass casualty event. So, Southsiders, I would imagine they're probably still in the process of cleaning that mess up. Be careful. Man, I didn't even know we still have this piece of audio here, Nige. I thought we had deleted it a while back, but when the situation arises, I think it's only appropriate that we check in with wheelin', dealin', hair sniffing, kiss stealing Joe Biden.
I got hairy legs. Happy birthday, dear Katanji Drown Jackson.
Katani, Ashley Lemons.
Oh, man.
So, two of Joe Biden's aides testifying in D.C. as part of this investigation into the mental decline of Hair Sniff McGee.
They needed investigation for this. I think we saw it play out in public. We saw it play out in the debate against him and Donald Trump.
According to CNN's Jake Tapper, so take this for what you want. Former Biden aide Ashley Williams. See, this is Ashley.
Hey,
There's an
Ashley.
Ashley, Nigel.
That's why I accidentally called you Ashley. I was looking.
That's what it was. Ashley Williams told congressional members behind closed doors, quote, "I would not say a good memory was an important trait for working at the White House." It's not good.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait.
That's not good.
I'm trying to process this. She said this to Congress. I would say a good memory wasn't. Say it again. Read it again.
I'm going to read you the whole passage here, okay?
Yeah.
Get your pen out. Get your paper out. I know this is difficult. That's Allison, not Ashley. We're talking about Ashley now.
Okay.
Quote, the source said Ashley Williams stated, quote, she did not recall many times during her 5-hour interview to several questions, including whether teleprompters were used for cabinet meetings, if there were discussions about Biden needing a wheelchair, if there were discussions about Biden undergoing a cognitive test, if she discussed Biden declining physically or mentally, if she ever had to wake Biden up, and how she got involved in his 2020 campaign. The source said that Williams would not say a good memory was an important trait for working at the Biden White House. That's the president of the United States office.
I would say the exact opposite. I would say a good memory is an important trait for working at the White House.
You would think. You would think. The most powerful man in the world, you would think it would be, I don't know, a criteria that you have to have a decent memory.
No, is she talking about the president? Is she talking about herself because she couldn't recall them using a teleprompter? Or is she talking about both of them?
I think that I have a problem with any of them.
Yes.
If you're the president and you have a bad memory, that's a problem. If you're his staffers, somebody that's important enough to be called into D.C. and you have a poor memory, that's a problem. If it's both of you, that actually explains quite a bit over what we saw from 2020 to 2024.
Right.
That explains quite a bit.
Yeah, good memories. That's not an important trait for working at the, working at the top of the heap of the world, of the free world.
Like if you would have said like a fast food joint or something, having a good memory, you can still work at Burger King. Oh, okay.
I actually think you need a good memory when working at Burger King.
Especially the drive-thru. You got to remember their order.
Yes.
And if you're anything like my youngest son, your order is going to be a big pain in the ass where it's minus this and extra that. You have to have a better memory to work at Burger King than the Joe Biden White House. Let that sink in. Ridiculous.
Holy God Almighty! Ashley, how you doing over there?
I do not recall.
You don't have to have a good memory to work on the Hammer and Nigel show. People would expect that, but not the White House. Nigel, if you need a reason to drink tonight, happy 78th birthday to one of the great character actors of our generation, a guy that always plays just a little mealy-mouthed worm, just a sleaze in everything he's in, William Atherton. 78. He was the TV reporter in Die Hard.
Mr. McClane, now that it's all over after this incredible ordeal, what are your feelings?
Punched in the face.
Did you get that?
He was the smug professor Jerry Hathaway in the Val Kilmer classic Real Genius.
Look, I want to start seeing a lot more of you in the lab.
Fine. I'll gain weight. Thanks, Jerry. We try.
You know, when I first brought you into this school, I thought you'd become another Einstein. And you were well on your way. And then?
I got a haircut.
You're disappointing me, Chris.
And you, me, Jerry.
Real Genius is so good.
It's underrated, and there's so many great lines.
Right.
And how old is William Atherton? 78?
Right.
Wow.
And he kind of plays the same role in everything he's in, but he's awesome in everything he's in.
Yes.
But I think the gold standard, Nigel, I think you'll agree with me here, known for playing the EPA inspector Walter Peck in Ghostbusters.
I'm Walter Peck, sir, and I'm prepared to make a full report. These men are consummate snowball artists. They use sense and nerve gases to induce hallucinations. People think they're seeing ghosts. And they call these bozos who conveniently show up to deal with the problem with a fake electronic light show.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by us here.
They caused an explosion.
Is this true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
William Atherton.
And then later on in that scene, Bill Murray goes, well, you can believe Mr. Pecker if you want. And that pisses him off. And he goes, my name is Peck. Wow, 78. That's a big number.
If you ever need to cast somebody that's just a surly, smug a-hole, you call William Atherton.
Yes.
Matt Bear.
All right, southbound 6570, that construction delay jamming a sub downtown from the north split to the south split, and northbound 65 into the south split slow before Raymond Street. And then a crash now on the north side, Ditch Road north of 91st Street. It's a crash on the west side, southbound 465 off to Rockville Road. The exit is partially blocked by a crash on Rockville Road. It runs westbound. It's blocking the right lane. Avoid if you can. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I mean, when you're going like 80s movies, there are certain dudes you call for roles. If you need a bully, you call William Zabka. If you need just like a preppy, just prick, you call, who's the guy in Pretty in Pink?
Steph.
Right.
Who played Steph in Pretty in Pink? I know. I can't think of it right now.
Later was on The Office, right? And then if you need a smug, EPA guy, smug professor, that's William Atherton. William Atherton, 78 today. God, what was that guy's name?
James Spader.
James Spader. Thank you, Ashley. James Spader. Yeah, that's the dude. If you need a guy to pull up in a Corvette with a cigarette dangling out of his lip, with his hair feathered to pick up your girlfriend, you call Spader for that role.
I think Spader, Steph in Pretty in Pink, he was smoking Virginia Slims, though, man. That was an extra long cigarette that was hanging out of his
But he was also wearing white jeans. You want him to smoke Marlboro Reds, Nige? That's what everybody's girlfriend was into. That was his whole thing. That was his thing.
Okay, all right. You convinced me, fine.
Heat advisory in effect, 90 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Man, we're going to have a good show today. The Tonus, Tony Kinnett, will be joining us a little bit later on. We're going to talk about some military recruitment. Do current enrollees have a positive view of Pete Hegseth? We'll talk about that. But up next, back to school for a lot of kids around Central Indy. Wow. We'll discuss that. We are the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You know, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job on my garage floor, and the new coating they made, they worked a miracle with my old garage floor. It turned into something brand new. The coating is great, by the way. They don't use epoxy. They use something called polyurea. That's the new standard when we're talking about coatings. So like I was saying, they did such a great job on my garage, I had them back out to my house to do the concrete floor in my utility room in my basement. So whether it's your garage, your basement, pool deck, any indoor-outdoor concrete area, don't do anything until you call it Galaxy Concrete Coatings. I did, and I love it. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 751-9070.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Pat Sullivan here with an offer from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old air conditioning unit for up to $1,500 with the purchase of a complete heating and cooling system. It's time to call them if you're hot. Don't wait for the next heat wave to be caught sweating at home. Act now before the offer ends. Stay cool and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Mark your calendar for August 1st. George's Medical Equipment is celebrating their new retail space with an open house from 10 to 1. There will be a grill out starting at 11, free battery checks, and a chance to win a lift chair. Whether you're looking for medical supplies, mobility aids, or respiratory equipment, their team is ready to help. Located behind Planet Fitness at 7434 Shadeland Station. George's accepts Medicare, Medicaid, most third-party Advantage plans, and all waiver programs.
Well, we're coming to your city.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer and Nigel Road Show this Friday, Indiana State Fair. Woo! Opening day at the Indiana State Fair. Hammer will be, it's Beer Sample Friday. We'll be in the tap room, the beer garden, whatever you want to call it, and we'll be having a show. We'll be having a time, and it's all brought to you by the good folks at Wilson Farm Market.
You can't have the Indiana State Fair without corn, and Wilson Farm Market, they're kind of the corn people. It's kind of their jam. It's kind of what they do. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. The deep-fried Oreo eating contest scheduled for the 4 o'clock hour. That's if the chicken blank has enough testicular fortitude to actually show up at the fair on Friday.
What is it, Mariachi Bill or something? Mariachi Bob is your...
Names are not your strong suit today.
Yeah, not at all.
Mariachi Bob, as he calls himself.
Bill Bob, whatever.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a... All I know is that he's going to get beat. Now, I'm not the best eater in the world because, as you know, I can't even swallow pills. I got to chew everything up. I've got a bad swallow thing.
Could we just...
Allison, there's a clip for you. But I still have never lost the deep-fried Oreo contest.
Do you... like vitamins and like if you have surgery, I know you had something where do you have to like chew up Vicodin if you have?
Oh yeah. I can also crush it up and snort it.
Well, there's that. I wouldn't recommend that route, but you can't swallow pills whole. I still find it after all the years of knowing you, I just don't. Like, not even like a little D3 vitamin I've offered you before. Like,
it's a total mental thing, right? I can chew up steak and swallow it. It's big bites of meat. But if I know there's a pill somewhere in my mouth, then I freak out, and I've got to make sure everything's flat, chewed up before it goes down the old windpipe.
Wow.
I know, it's weird.
I get this uncanny ability. I can take a handful of supplements and shove them in my mouth and swallow it down. I get it from my dad, I think. He used to be my biological dad's bodybuilder, and just he'd have all these supplements. He'd take handfuls of them. Either that or they were Quaaludes. It's grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. And just put them all in his mouth, and with one swig of a Budweiser, they'd all go down at once. So
science. I don't know what they are, but chug it with a Budweiser, it'll go down.
But you could do a deep fried Oreo eating contest, no problem.
Correct.
You beat my brother in the chicken tender.
Chicken McNuggets eating
chicken
contest.
Nugget contest
Yes.
Back in the day, in the podcast days.
Correct.
By washing that down with warm tequila.
I needed a beverage, and I had tequila on the standby. So join us on Friday.
Yeah, man.
Air-conditioned tap room. Should be a pretty...
It's going to be a nice day
yeah,
anyway.
like day in the 80s, like low 80s, maybe the 70s on Friday. We're going to have a low temperature of 59 by Saturday morning. That's pretty solid. Open the windows up.
Okay.
Back to school today for a lot of kids around Central Indy.
Oh, I saw Jake the Snake backing out of the old Hammer driveway.
Senior year started today, baby.
Oh, my God. You've got a junior in college and a senior in high school, dude.
Right.
I knew your kids when they were ankle biters. It makes me feel old. I can imagine how old you feel.
I'm not saying I feel old, but every time I get up, I go, ugh, like a dad noise.
Like an old man noise.
Old man noises, man. Yeah, it's a trip.
Like I got one going into 5th and one going into 7th. So that's not.
Your kids are still little.
They're still younger, but boy, a junior in college. Chris is. When you said that the other day, we were talking in the back to JMV, and I could have sworn when JMV asked him if he was going to be what grade he was going to into, I said sophomore, and nope, he's a junior at college, and that blows me away.
Yeah, cue up Cats in the Cradle, man, because I'm seeing my kiddos grow up real quick, and I don't necessarily like it. But in honor of Back to School Day today, for so many kids in Central Indy that are on that kind of year-round calendar, here is a Back to School safety tip from the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
Back to School Tips with Terry Stacy.
Fellas, if you're going to be a freshman this year, remember, you'll be with older students. Find a girl who smokes. Remember, if she smokes, she pokes.
Back to School Tips with Terry Stacy.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, Hammer and I were just talking about this off the air. I love how Victor's Home Solutions is so confident of how they're going to take great care of you and your roof. They're so confident in the precision craftsmanship and training of their crews. They offer an industry-best 50-year leak-free guarantee. And Hammer, weren't they just at your house?
Yeah, that's right, Nige. Victor's Home Solutions. They came out to the Hammer house, and my man Henry got up on the roof, took pictures, took video, broke down everything that I need. He was on time. He was clean. He was prompt. He was friendly. And right now, Victor's wants to give a free analysis to you. So contact Victor's right now. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS. Get your free 21-point roof inspection. It's free. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Where the debris could be seen. Partly cloudy and 89 degrees in the Circle City with a heat advisory in effect. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:30. The pilot of a small plane was killed when the plane crashed in Greenwood near a Circle K gas station this morning. Tyler Swartzen with the Greenwood Fire Department says they got notified about the crash at around 10:45.
At this time, we don't have any further information on the cause of the crash, the origin, where they were taking off from or headed to.
He says the NTSB and the FAA have taken over the investigation. And investigations also going on in Boone County, where police say they're still trying to find the person responsible for shooting at a crop duster aircraft back on July 18th. No one was hurt in that incident, and the pilot landed safely. The FBI and the FAA are trying to help the Boone County Sheriff's Office find the shooter. Interest rates and upset President Trump and what that could all mean for you. Fox's Jared Halpern breaks it all down.
For the fifth time this year, the Federal Reserve is keeping a key short-term interest rate unchanged, despite regular calls from President Trump for a rate cut.
I hear they're going to do it in September, not today. For what reason? Nobody knows.
The president says the 4% rate is making it too difficult for Americans to refinance mortgages or buy new homes.
It would be nice to have them be able to do that. That would be just another check of a box. That would be very important.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has favored keeping rates unchanged, wanting first to see how inflation is impacted by new tariffs imposed by the president. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Tsunami evacuation orders are being lifted in Hawaii, and the threat to California is dropping after one of the strongest earthquakes recorded in history. The magnitude 8.8 quake off of Russia's far eastern coast resulted in tsunami alerts being sent out. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the threat of a major tsunami has passed, but also warns that currents can remain dangerous for several days after a tsunami. And today was the funeral for the late singer and former frontman for Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. And what you're hearing there is Ozzy's wife, Sharon, being serenaded with some of Osbourne's music, and she waved to the crowd with appreciation. Ozzy died July 22nd at the age of 76. It's 3:32, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. You've been trying to stay cool during the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, that might be hard to do. If the summer heat is seeping into your home and your utility bills keep rising, your windows could be the culprit. Save yourself from another month of discomfort by replacing your windows today with Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all windows, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Details at windownation.com.
And did I mention they'll get the job done in 1 day or less? Their installation crews have over a decade of experience, so you can feel comfortable knowing your windows are installed right the first time. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to procrastinate another day if I found a window company this good. Do not miss out on Window Nation's biggest deal of the year. 50% off all window styles right now. And remember, that comes with 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
With traffic at 3:33, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, looking at a crash on the north side, Ditch Road north of 91st. It's Emily. Eastbound 70, stop and go from the west side. Harding into the south split, and that is delayed 4 minutes right now. Southbound 65 slow from 21st to Meridian Penn. Southbound 6570, that construction delay runs from the north split and the south split, and it's about 6 minutes right now. Northbound 65 south side slow from Raymond Street into the south split, and on the east side, southbound 465 is slowing down from 70 down to South Shadeland Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Makes summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
The heat advisory remains in effect until 8 p.m. One more hot day. Sunny, hot, humid. Highs around 94. Feels like temperatures between 100 and 105 this afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Thank God we have a competent and respectful police chief here for the IMPD here in Indianapolis, Hammer. I saw Chief Bailey on TV today talking about one of his officers getting shot yesterday in the lower body. Thank God the officer's going to be okay. But Cincinnati's police chief, what a moron. What a despicable human being. And you saw the footage of the couple, the white people that were getting attacked in Cincinnati over the weekend at some jazz festival, right?
Like an older couple on date night.
Yeah.
Looks like. Guy's got like a regular, almost like a Buffett kind of like shirt on. And at one point, there's a woman that gets punched in the face. And she's laying on the ground.
And the police chief is like, I don't know. I took it as she was like downplaying the attack. Hey, wait a minute. She's blaming social media. And we don't know the context of what was going on here.
Right.
What?
Maybe the really young, aggressive thugs deserve to punch that woman in the face.
Oh, but we need context. No, we don't.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, this was the press conference yesterday. Cincinnati's police chief, and we're going to talk about her in just a moment. Her name is Teresa Thietge. I might be butchering her last name. Theetge. This tells me she's not a serious person. Listen to the press conference after this awful, heinous attack, and listen who she's blaming.
Another topic I want to cover real quick. Social media and journalism and the role it plays in this incident. And yes, guys, that's you. That is you.
Reporters.
Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident. That is one version of what occurred. At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event. What that does, that causes us some difficulties in thoroughly investigating the activity and enforcing the law. Because what happens, that social media post and your coverage of it distorts the content of what actually happened.
What actually happened? We saw the thugs knock these white people out at some jazz fest. What are you talking about? Equity and context, and other than you need to crack down hard on the individuals that perpetrated this violence. Screw context. So what context could possibly? I don't care what the context is.
And to say that the video doesn't tell the whole story, no, it kind of does. The video shows that an angry group of black individuals beat the hell out of two elderly white people. That's what it shows. And I say that because this is a police chief who was a DEI hire. She's a white woman, but she was hired because she was a woman. And right now, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer, the paper of record down in Cincinnati, 4 former high-ranking Cincinnati Police Department members, they're filing a lawsuit against her, claiming systematic bias of favoring women and minorities in that department. So the lawsuit basically states that women and minorities have been getting promoted when they haven't deserved it because the whole department ran under this woman. They want to look woke and progressive more than anything else.
Please, before you go on to make judgments, just understand the context under which these people were beaten to within an inch of their lives. We need to understand the context.
No.
The police chiefs and the politicians and the judges, you're going to have to, could you imagine being the couple that wake up to the news footage after being unconscious? Well, there's some context here.
Yeah, the guy said he likes jazz and got nearly murdered. A woman got punched in the face, bleeding on the ground. And the reason that this woman, this police chief in Cincinnati, is so upset is because she can't blame this on other white people. That's all it is. At least that's my opinion at this point.
And like only one person, if I'm understanding what I read correctly in another article, only one person called 911.
That's a problem in society, though.
Cincinnati is a big city. And the fact that this happened in a large city is just, it's a sickness in society.
And instead of owning up to bad people doing bad things, like, I don't care if you're white or black, you commit an act like that, you need to have your ass locked in jail. But the last thing I want to hear is a lecture on how dare you have an opinion on what your own eyeballs saw. Bite me, woman. No.
Oh, by the way, one of the suspects in the Cincinnati mob assault had just been freed on a measly $400 bond for a previous felony.
Sounds like an Indianapolis type situation. Yeah. A sweetheart deal.
What do you know?
You would think having video of that attack would be a blessing. We're going to freeze the frames. We're going to see who these people are. We're going to find out who their friends are. Justice will be served. But instead, how dare you look at it? How dare you judge? No. Kiss the whitest, pastiest part of my backside, woman. You should not be blaming anybody else for that heinous attack other than the people that did it. And I don't care if they're white or black or Hispanic or whoever they are. Find them, use the video, find them, and lock their asses up.
They've arrested a few people. And like I said, one of them has a rap sheet a mile long, which includes a felony and a sweetheart plea deal, a bail. You know, cash bail, low bail, no bail, $400.
According to the Cincinnati Enquirer, these 4 former high-ranking police officers at the Cincinnati Police Department alleged that since her appointment as chief, race-based quota system has been implemented for promoting women and racial minorities to the rank of lieutenant. Like an actual system in place based solely off of sex and race.
Boy, just think if you're a dude, a white dude that just wants to, loves police work, loves law enforcement, loves what he does for a living, just wants to succeed and climb and claw his way up through the ranks. Nope. Sorry, white dude, whitey, can't help you. Have fun on those late night beat patrols.
Right. Ridiculous, man. Did you stay up to watch any tsunami coverage last night,
I didn't see any of that until this morning, dude. And at first I thought, whoa, what? I'm seeing Hawaii, Japan, Russia. I'm like, what the hell happened? And then I started scrolling some more and saying that everything's okay. But holy, what time did that all start to pop off?
So it's probably around 7-ish, right around that time. 8.8 earthquake over in Russia, which is a big, strong mamma jamma. And this was near the water. So it was kind of up there near that Alaska, Russia type of area. 8.8 is super strong. I believe that's like a top 10 earthquake of all time. Luckily, it wasn't a highly populated area, but it did cause tsunami warnings for the western coast of the United States and Hawaii. People were really concerned about Hawaii. And right around 1:15, 1:30 in the morning, the big waves did start to make their way to Hawaii. I think they were around 6, maybe 6.5 feet. It wasn't the tragedy they thought it was going to be, though. Like, at first they thought, man, everybody better get to high ground right now.
Was it 6 feet hitting the shore, or did it dissipate as it got closer to the shore?
Waves coming in at 6 feet and then kind of...
Whoa.
So they did have a little bit, but it wasn't the tragic situation they were anticipating.
Good.
But the story last night, and this was like something that was all over social media, people were ripping on Oprah. Because I guess Oprah's got a house in Hawaii, and she owns the street. And it's up on a very high part of land. Like, if you go up to, like, the volcano area, and depending on the island you're on in Hawaii, you can get to high ground. Where I guess Oprah owns the whole street where you take to get up to one of her vacation homes, and she had it blocked off. So people fearing a tsunami weren't allowed to go up there because there's also a patrol person that's there all the time.
You ain't coming up my street.
And after a lot of blowback on social media, I think she ultimately changed her mind and allowed that street to open up.
You better get the life jackets and the vests and the inflatable boats because you ain't coming up my street.
Now, Oprah's trying to say, I never closed it to people. But there are videos out there that show people, like the sirens are going off, the tsunami warning sirens.
Hope you got a raft, people.
They're trying to get up there, and the police blocking the street there. Sorry, it's a private residence. Hope you can swim. I mean,
I got an extra life jacket in the back.
Hasn't been a good week for Oprah from a PR perspective. You got Donald Trump saying she should be prosecuted.
Oh, yeah.
You've got
'cause of the
folks in
donation.
Hawaii saying, hey, it'd be nice if you could open up your big private street so we could escape mass flooding. That'd be fantastic. And it only took public shaming for that to happen. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Your car is more than just a car. You need more than just a garage. Expert-level automotive service, customization, and care is available for you at GR Brands campus in Zionsville. Home to Graham Rahal Performance and Rahal Paint Protection. From routine maintenance to custom tuning and parts, paint protection film, window tint, and ceramic coating to full-scale custom builds, GR Brands is your all-in-one destination. GR Brands also offers a curated selection of rare supercars when you're ready to elevate your collection. If your passion rests on two wheels, Rahal Power Sports on the GR Brands campus is for you. Featuring Ducati, Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, and Moto Guzzi. Whether you're a collector, a casual rider, or a monster on the track, you'll find the service, sales, and support every rider needs. The perfect ride for your lifestyle is waiting at Rahal Power Sports. Start riding or expand and enhance your two-wheel collection today. From the neighborhood to the track, Rahal Power Sports will help you do it with confidence and style. Make every drive and every ride extraordinary. Start now at GrahamRahal.com/GRBrands.
Outside does not have to be the heat inside. Masters Heating and Cooling is here to help. I use Masters Heating and Cooling in my home. David, the general manager, and the entire Masters team take care of my family. They've replaced parts of my system, serviced parts of my system, and everything is running in tip-top condition. My house feels amazing. Right now, you can get $1,000 off a new AC system. We're talking about a full system replacement here. $100 off electric, $250 off hybrid, and $500 off tankless water heaters. Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling today. They have 0% financing for up to 60 months with qualified system purchases. Terms and conditions for all offers. Restrictions apply. Call for details. Masters Heating and Cooling. They'll take care of your HVAC and help you out 24/7. Call 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Cat sent you. 317-567-9505. Masters Heating and Cooling. 567-9505 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
I'm a grandson, a son. I'm an employee and a mentor. I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids and a husband to an amazing wife. And I have a substance use disorder. In other words, I'm living in recovery with an addiction. And now that you know, will you let it change how you see me? It's okay to see my addiction, but I want you to know it's people choosing to see me as a person that changed my life.
See the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
It's National Carpet Cleaning Month, and Zero Res is celebrating. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified and get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. ZeroResIndy.com.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Kick off your weekend with Hammer and Nigel for Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by Wilson's Farm Market. They'll be broadcasting live 3 till 6, talking all things State Fair and, of course, beer. Don't miss the fun.
Hey, Matt Bear, what's going on?
What's happening, Hammer? Southbound 6570 jammed up north, split down to the south split, 4-minute delay. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street, 282nd. East side southbound 465 slows before 70 down to 74. Northbound 65 south side. A little bit slow after Southport Road to 465, grinding down again about Raymond Street into the south split. That's a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Hot one. Heat advisory still in effect. It's 89 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And again, we're trying to get all the kids fired up for back to school time, Nige.
Yes.
When do yours go back to school?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. My oldest goes back to college here in like a couple weeks, so he's got some time. But my youngest went back today. I know a lot of kids.
Senior year.
Went back to school today.
Oh, boy.
So to get everybody in the mood, here are some more back to school safety tips from the lovely Terry Stacy.
Back to school tips with Terry Stacy.
If your science teacher checks you for a hernia, just be sure to thank him when he's done.
Back to school tips with Terry Stacy.
Totally normal. Nothing to see there.
I saw this stat on Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix, and I guess I was surprised. I don't know why, but Netflix set a record for the biggest opening weekend ever for a movie on their platform. Happy Gilmore 2. Let's see. 46.7 million views over 3 days.
It's a big number. Big number.
And it's like, you are so right, Hammer, when you say, like, we're not even talking about the box office, the quote unquote, the box office, the movie theaters, like Fantastic Four. Who cares?
Right.
Hey, I didn't know there was a 1 through 3.
Hi-oh!
I think Smurfs was in the top 5 of the box office over the weekend. I don't know if Mission Impossible is still in there.
Has there been anything original been worth talking about, like at the movie theater in a while? Because it's all just reboots or sequels or prequels or things like that.
Like, not since Barbenheimer, right?
Right.
I mean, can you think of another weekend where, I mean, those guys did phenomenal. And then even some of the original animated movies, though. Here's the thing. The original animated movies, God, what was the other one my wife took? Elio? Is it Elio?
Elio?
Lilo and Stitch?
No. It was another one, but it just hasn't been doing it very well. But all the other, like Inside Out 2 made $1 billion last year. But again, back to my point, Happy Gilmore 2 is all anybody's ever been talking about, I feel like, this week. And it wasn't even that good.
Just a trip down nostalgia lane.
It really was. I liked the cameos. I thought, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, the beginning was a little dark, actually. It was a little bizarre to me.
So was the first one. The first one, I mean, was the same way. Again, not trying to give anything away, but
I think the first one we're okay with spoilers.
Okay. First one, his dad dies at the hockey game.
Yeah. I didn't even know I forgot about that part.
Right. After the funeral.
Yeah. And then he goes to live with his Graham or
right. She had the
whatever.
Gene Simmons mask on to make him feel good. So the first one had its moments of being a little dark, but 46.7 million people in that opening weekend watched Happy Gilmore 2. And our review, I think we were on the same page, Nige.
Yeah.
First half, pretty good.
Funny.
Entertaining.
Good moments, laugh out loud, and then I started scrolling through my phone.
Last half, pretty dumb. Even by Sandler movie standards. Last half, pretty dumb. But you know what? I watched it. It was entertaining. I got a few cheap laughs out of it. The cameos keep your attention.
Is that what you want with your movie watching experience, though? Like, I'm fully expecting when they release Mission Impossible, the newest one, out on pay-per-view or whatever, because I didn't get to go see it in the movie theaters. I fully expect to earn, $25. It better damn well be worth it. Okay, if I would have paid $25 to watch Happy Gilmore on Netflix, I'd be pissed off.
How much do you pay for a month? How much is a Netflix subscription? But you get a lot of things with your subscription, though.
I'm talking like if Mission Impossible comes out, it'll be a pay-per-view thing where you pay for it by yourself.
Right.
And you can either buy it for $30 or rent it for $20 or something like that. I don't know.
With Netflix, I could watch Happy Gilmore, and whether I like it or don't, I'll still watch Raw on Mondays, the quarterback series that's out.
We just, my wife and I started the quarterback series again, which is Kirk Cousins and Goff and
Joey Burrow.
Yeah. And my wife, the only reason why my wife likes watching those shows if you don't know what quarterbacks is, it's just behind the scenes of 3 quarterbacks, 3 different NFL teams, and what they're going through training camp and stuff. And the only reason why my wife likes that is to check out what the wives are wearing, and the fancy houses and all the stuff like that. I'm kind of more interested in the football aspect,
right? The behind the
scenes.
Yeah.
So we started watching that last night. Are you watching anything?
I'm watching this behind the scenes WWE docuseries called Unreal. And what this is like it's behind the scenes, and it's not like real wrestling. The wrestlers are using their real names, right? And they're showing you how the control room talks to the referee.
So they're like peeling the curtain back?
Totally. Like, Rhea Ripley, who's like the big, strong chick. She's looking at the camera. My name's Demi Bennett. I play the role of Rhea Ripley. It shows how she gets hurt and tries to work through it. And Triple H running the TV broadcast, talking into the referee's ear. And it's pretty wild.
Triple H actually runs the broadcast?
He's in what's called the gorilla seat. Yeah, he's calling the shots.
Really?
We need a wide camera shot here. We need a wide camera shot over here. Zoom in on Punk's eyes. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
So check that. It's called Unreal. It's like a docu-series. If you're into wrestling or whether you're not, it's kind of a cool behind-the-scenes look at how they put those things on. All right, coming up here in just a moment, solid economic news. Second straight day, we've had some solid economic news. We will touch on that. And again, we'll have another back-to-school moment featuring Terry Stacy. We're having a lot of fun today. We're having some laughs. Crack open a beer and hang out with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. We know inflation, tariffs, fiscal policy, interest rates, all of these can affect the financial markets in the short term, but it doesn't make any sense to keep changing the way you invest in response to what you hear. My friends at Trajan Wealth are holding a complimentary movie premiere of their documentary, Retirement on the Brink, and it discusses strategies to safeguard your financial future and show you a smarter way to plan for your future. It's September 25th, 6 p.m. at Flick's Brewhouse in Carmel. Call today and get on the list for this exclusive event, 800-670-0366, or go to retirementonthebrink.com. This movie premiere, this one-time event, is the new eye-opening documentary everyone nearing retirement needs. I encourage you to reserve your VIP seat now by calling 800-670-0366 or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
For service today?
Today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what police know so far about a plane crash that happened in Greenwood today and how an IMPD police officer got injured Tuesday night. Those stories and more after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 4 o'clock.
Count her out. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Former Vice President Kamala Harris just announcing she will not run for California governor next year, saying for now her public service will be helping to elect Democrats across the nation. Republican gubernatorial hopeful Steve Hilton tells Fox he thinks California is ready for change.
People are absolutely sick of what's been happening after 15 years now of one-party rule, and so I'm very encouraged by the prospects of winning that election next year and bringing the change that we need.
Several Democrats are already in the race to replace term-limited Governor Gavin Newsom. Harris has not ruled out a third run for president. 2 days after the deadly mass shooting at a Manhattan office tower, the Democratic nominee for New York mayor is walking back previous calls to defund the police after past comments about police being racist and a threat to public safety.
It is beyond me that politicians are looking to use these days to score such cynical political points.
Zoran Mamdani criticizing other candidates while defending his plan to create a Department of Community Safety, saying it would not replace the NYPD. He also says he's been invited to and will attend the funeral for slain officer Didarul Islam after meeting with Islam's family today. President Trump says the Fed is making it harder for Americans to buy homes by not cutting interest rates.
For the fifth time this year, the Federal Reserve is keeping a key short-term interest rate unchanged, despite regular calls from President Trump for a rate cut.
I hear they're going to do it in September, not today. For what reason? Nobody knows.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has favored keeping rates unchanged, wanting first to see how inflation is impacted by new tariffs imposed by the president.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The Dow down 171 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why there was commotion south of Indianapolis. Partly cloudy and 92 degrees on Monument Circle with a heat advisory in effect. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A small plane crashed in Greenwood this morning, killing the pilot. A woman who works with a Wendy's employee says her coworker saw the whole crash just before the plane went down behind a Circle K.
She saw it like turning in one direction and then the other, and then like it was out of control, and then she thought it was behind Taco Bell because she lives in the apartments right behind right behind like the Circle K.
The pilot was the only person on board and was pronounced dead at the scene. Why would someone shoot at a crop duster aircraft in Boone County? That's the question the Boone County Sheriff's Office is trying to answer. That happened on July 18th. The plane ended up with several bullet holes, but the pilot's okay and landed safely. The FBI and the FAA are trying to find whoever's responsible, and they are working with the Boone County Sheriff's Office. A man's beard gets pulled and a police officer gets injured Tuesday night. IMPD says they were called to a hotel near Illinois Street at around 9:30 and found out that a man named Robert Sanders Jr. had gone up to another man and yanked on his beard. Then when police say they confronted Sanders, they say he called them devils. They wrestled Sanders to the ground, and it was during that altercation that an IMPD officer ended up with a broken fibula. That officer was later treated at a nearby hospital. Sanders is facing several charges, one of which is resisting law enforcement causing injury. Deputies in Johnson County nabbed a 20-year-old for going 140 miles an hour on I-69. Jarrett Lewis reports.
On top of that, deputies say Cohen Frederick was driving drunk when he was speeding and swerving around vehicles on Interstate 69 in Greenwood this week. The deputy who caught him turned on his lights, but Frederick took off for a couple more miles. Eventually, he pulled over. The smell of alcohol was coming off of Frederick's breath. He failed field sobriety tests and was then given a breathalyzer test. His blood alcohol level 0.108. There was also a passenger in his vehicle who was underage but was not drunk and not arrested. Frederick now faces several charges. The Johnson County Prosecutor's Office will review the case. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Chloe Bibby's been with the Indiana Fever for less than a week, but she says she's enjoying herself.
Everyone has honestly just been super lovely and really helpful, just trying to help me get the plays and, feel comfortable. So really kudos to all my teammates and the coaches for really making me feel comfortable.
She scored 8 points in their last game against Chicago Sky. The Fever face the Phoenix Mercury tonight at 7 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. It's 4:04, your traffic and weather next.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminars Thursday, July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Traffic at 4:05. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, John, westbound 70 east side, slow as Sherman Drive into the north split. And then southbound 6570 loaded up north split to the south split. It's a 4-minute delay because of construction. Northbound 65 south side, slow from Raven Street into the south split. And eastbound 70 stop and go traffic coming from Harding Street into the south split. Looking at southbound 65 slows after 21st to Meridian Penn. East side northbound 465 slow from Penn Pike up to 75th. Southbound lane stop and go traffic before 70 down to 74. Crash 78th east of Moeller Road on the northwest side. North side crash, ditch road north of 91st. That's at Emily Drive. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? Staples Easy Button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Look for lots of sunshine. Highs near 94 with heat indices into the triple digits. Showers and thunderstorms tonight, and some of those, 1 or 2, could be on the stronger side. Lows near 70. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Up 3%. Up 3%. Better than expected.
3%? Better than expected. That's CNBC breaking the news. Sorry, bad news for all the Trump haters here in America listening right now that we have solid economics going on in this country. We have a solid economy.
Has anybody checked on Abdul? Is he okay? Is he going to be all right?
We need to have Mike Hicks on to debunk this myth that the economy is doing well. I mean, good economic news. Good. Okay. Under President Trump. First 6 months, first 6 or 7 months going very well. Apparently the tariffs didn't put us into a deep depression like all the predictions.
Maybe it'll happen later. Maybe it won't happen at all. All I know is that the second quarter GDP report is out, and it's up 3%. 2.3% was the estimate. Here is CNBC. Again, this isn't Fox. This isn't Breitbart. CNBC just mocking the crap out of Democrats like Elizabeth Warren after one good report about the economy right after the other.
The left and people that don't like the president and don't want things to work. And, like Senator Elizabeth Warren will come on and say, inflation's out of control and the economy is getting killed by what's happening by these tariffs. This 3% with the market at new highs, and really we haven't seen inflation, go up. But none of these horrible things have happened, but they still talk like it's happening. It's amazing.
Well, there's an important lesson there. Don't pick a congressman to be your money manager. That's what I would say. But in the end, Congress has their own reasons to point out certain things. And the Democrats, of course, as you pointed out, really don't want to see the current administration have some success. But there's no doubt that this is some success. We're seeing more horsepower. We're seeing better equities. Inflation really hasn't changed much in the last year or so.
We were promised a recession, Nige, from all these experts. You know, I wonder if these are the same experts like that woman who was the political expert before the election that went to go buy the champagne and gave a big lecture to the kid that was at the checkout aisle. Like, I wonder if these are the same type of experts we're dealing with here. Because all I know is that with the reports that have been released, inflation lower, GDP higher, and real wages up. I'll take that. That's a frush right there I can get down with. Frush.
Oh, this is Biden's economy. This is what's left over from the Joe Biden administration finally coming to fruition, right?
Well, the first quarter, the GDP was down a little bit. Since we've gotten rid of old Captain Hair Sniffer, things have taken a little turn. Now, will it last? I don't know. I don't claim to be an expert on the market here, right? That's why we go to guys like Bill Demery. But so far, so good. It is what it is. The numbers have been pretty solid, even though others have said, well, we're anticipating the bottom dropping out. And this brings us to the Federal Reserve. Donald Trump has been beating up on the head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, for a while now. Wants him to lower the rates. Update, not going to happen. Federal Reserve earlier today announced that it will leave its benchmark interest rate unchanged. Jerome Powell leaves interest rates unchanged again at 4.50%, despite the really good economic numbers that were released earlier today, yesterday, and the real wages number.
Did you see him and Trump going through, I don't know if it was the Federal Reserve or some building that was being renovated and spending billions and billions of dollars. And Jerome Powell, this little guy in a huge hard hat, looked like Walter Mondale, poking his head out of his hat. Yeah, look, I mean, the rates, my wife and I took advantage of those low rates at the beginning of COVID and did some stuff to our house. And I get where the president's coming from. I just think it's interesting. There's cases to be made on both sides, I think, for this. But I understand where Trump was coming from. It's like, hey, let's do this. Let's get these rates down a little bit more.
Let's kickstart this economy here, give people some faith and some hope. You're going to see the market react in such a positive way.
But at the same time, you want your money to be worth something as well.
And plus, counterpoint, Jerome Powell doesn't like him. Jerome Powell hates Donald Trump. So he's in no hurry, no rush to do him any solids anytime soon. We've got an update, Nige. Tell me if this moves the needle for you.
Okay.
Just in, former Vice President Kamala Harris has announced she will not be running for the governor's seat in California.
You don't say.
Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but nobody likes me is the reason why. Again, those are my interpretations of her reasons.
She worked her way up there in California.
Willie Brown thinks so.
I knew
she worked it pretty good, according to old Willie Brown.
Prosecutor,
One-eyed
Attorney
Willie.
General, Senator. One-eyed Willie.
The jokes write themselves. We're talking about Goonies characters. What are you thinking about?
And can I do another side note just real quick? Somebody named Tired Hoosier just tweeted at us, I could have gone through the entire day without hearing Hicks's name. That guy is ridiculous.
On behalf of the Ball State community here, and I feel like I can speak on behalf of us now, that guy sucks. Like, I know he's been up there forever, and he's, fat, and I get all that, but...
What?
Man, that guy's just
I don't know.
worst.
I wouldn't recognize him if you walked through. Didn't we interview him during COVID or something like that?
Against our better judgment, we were told, have this guy on, and he'll talk about the economic ramifications of COVID. And we had him on the show. This was early on, and it was nothing but fear porn. And if you have the Indy 500, everybody's going to die. And
kids are dying.
Right. So at that point, we decided we've kind of had enough of this dude. And he doesn't even want to be like an economic expert. He wants to be some sort of political hot take guy. He wants to get booked on the bad weekend shows hosted by Dan Spieler. He wants to be a part of some sort of panel that's on TV discussing politics. That's what he really wants. And the only people that have him on are like the butt sniffers and Abdul. And that's it. And if that's what they're into, that's fine. But
don't call Abdul a butt sniffer. He's not a butt sniffer. Come on, man. That's our buddy. Abdul's our friend.
He's our friend, but how often do I criticize you and make fun of you right to your face? I think friends can do that to friends, right? It's part of being a dude.
Every second of every day.
Dudes do that to other dudes. And Mike Hicks is a dude that does not even want to be like an economic professor anymore. He wants to be political flamethrower guy. The problem is he's not any good, and when you put him on television, he looks like you've got like George Conway up there. So, sorry, not going to happen. You all right, Nige?
George Conway, the ex-husband of what's her face?
Kellyanne Conway.
Kellyanne Conway.
I think they're still together, aren't they?
Are they still together?
I think they're still together.
I thought they got a divorce.
The most dysfunctional couple ever. I think they're still together. I could be wrong. Real quick before
I just have never heard anybody compared to George Conway.
He looks like a heel. I mean, like, if you take your shoes and socks off and you look at your heel, you know, Brian Stelter is the thumb.
Yes.
Mike Hicks is the heel. Real quick.
This is the most attention Mike Hicks has gotten.
I know,
in
right?
his
I hate
entire
even mentioning
career.
his name because he gets off on it. Kind of like Rob's liberal boyfriend, Adam Wren. Like, he used to troll us all the time, right? But then we casually mentioned he was part of that Politico group that maybe allegedly outed a black servicewoman's sexual assault against her will.
Yeah, when she was running for office.
And
here
that
in
little pencil
Indiana.
neck got real quiet real quick. And we haven't heard from that fat dork in a long time either. And he has gotten fat. Like, I'm still a little chubby, right? I've lost about 50 pounds. That dude found it. Adam Wren found the weight that I lost.
This segment has gone off the rails, I think. Wow. We're going to have to...
We're going to have to do what? I stand by everything I said.
No, I'm not saying we're going to have to revisit this at some point. Best of is what I was thinking of, Hammer.
And Wren's one of those dudes, like, if you call him fat, his feelings get hurt, which is awesome for a-holes like me. Real quick, before we hit a traffic break with Matt Bear here, it's back to school time, and all throughout the afternoon, we've been giving you back-to-school tips from the First Lady of WIBC, Terry Stacy.
Back to school tips with Terry Stacy.
If you miss the bus, don't panic. Just find a guy in the neighborhood with a windowless van and get in. Who knows? He might even have candy.
Back to school tips with Terry Stacy.
You have to look at that glass that's half full, Nige.
Do you have the ice cream man come down your way at all? Like
every once in a while.
Do you really?
Like, not on the regular, but every once in a while.
Yeah, it comes in our neighborhood sometimes, and it is sketch. It is scary, and I still find myself giving my kids cash to run up to this guy to give him money for ice cream.
And the driver of that van is Matt Bear.
You're riding shotgun, baby. Looking at northbound 465 on the east side, slow from Penn Pike up to 75th. Westbound 70 slow after Rural Street into the north split, then southbound 65-70 jammed up. North split down to the south split. That's a delay right now of 10 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Harding into the south split, then southbound 65 slows from the south split down to Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
89 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Heat advisory is in effect. And hell, we're bringing the heat today, baby. Take no prisoners this afternoon. This is why we're number one. You guys dig it, and we're here for it. So come on back, because we're going to play America's fastest growing game sensation, Is This Anything? Next.
Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. You've been trying to stay cool during the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, that might be hard to do. If the summer heat is seeping into your home and your utility bills keep rising, your windows could be the culprit. Save yourself from another month of discomfort by replacing your windows today with Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all windows, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Details at windownation.com.
And did I mention they'll get the job done in 1 day or less? Their installation crews have over a decade of experience, so you can feel comfortable knowing your windows are installed right the first time. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to procrastinate another day if I found a window company this good. Do not miss out on Window Nation's biggest deal of the year. 50% off all window styles right now. And remember, that comes with 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week.
Every damn week?
Fast, easy, and free to search.
On the telephone?
IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
And again, hat tip to anybody that got that weird science reference.
Yes.
Talked about this earlier. 8.8 earthquake hit Russia yesterday. Tsunami warning, evacuation for the coasts of the Hawaiian Islands. I stayed up late last night watching this stuff because I'm a weather nerd. When the higher waves were expected to hit, there was a reporter that was live in Waikiki and was surprised to find out that people staying in the higher floors of the hotels were having tsunami parties.
Oh.
It's kind of wild to see all these people here. I can tell you at the hotels, there are lots of people on their balconies checking out what is supposed to have come. But yeah, everyone just kind of anxiously awaiting to see what's going to come. And you can see, I think you can hear a lot of people yelling in the background. Lots of people, front row seats here to watch, anxiously awaiting the tsunami. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Sounds like a Ric Flair convention back there.
I would be crapping my pants if I were on vacation in Hawaii and all of a sudden the tsunami alarm went off. Whatever that sounds like. I look, there were people walking. You've seen footage of, they were walking directly up to the water on boat ramps, even though they'd been warned several times to evacuate the beaches. People are stupid.
Yes.
But I guess nobody died. It wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be. And I think maybe they're desensitized a little bit in Hawaii since they got that emergency message on their cell phones that inbound nuclear missiles from North Korea were
That's right.
Were on their way.
That's right. I forgot about that.
They might be a little desensitized to the whole warning system there. Yeah, the last time we had this, the nuclear missiles were coming from North Korea. So maybe that has something to do with it.
I totally forgot about that. Imagine you're on your dream vacation, maybe your honeymoon, and your phone starts vibrating and shaking. Incoming missiles from North Korea. And it turns out to be like...
It was just somebody hit the wrong button.
Right. A mistake. Well, they do this in Florida, though. Like, they have hurricane parties. I know friends that live down there.
I do, too. Yeah, I have friends. Yeah, they do
if it's not a, Cat 5 or something, they'll board up the windows. Yep. They'll get a big, fully stocked bar, and they're going to ride that thing out, man. Is this anything? A pastor and his wife from Denver were arrested for running a cryptocurrency scam where they solicited $3.4 million from people. They used the money to do home renovations. Wow. Here is the pastor talking about what they did with the money.
The charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. Out of that $1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
The Lord told him to do it, Nigel.
Oh, he'd been praying. He'd been heavily praying over this remodeling decision, and the Lord told him to scam his congregation out of $3.5 million. Yeah, like if you're God, this guy's praying to you. Like, could you see God saying, "Hey, look, what I want you to do," and I'm God here. What I want you to do is I really want you to use all the talents I've given you and to bamboozle your congregation into giving you millions of dollars so you can do that bathroom renovation.
I don't think God would give that message.
Well,
I don't claim to be a pastor. I'm no Joel Osteen over here, but I find it hard to believe God.
Nigel. By the way, this is God, because I always identify myself. I want you to rip off as many people as you can. Fix your crapper. God out.
I don't think that's how it works.
God out.
But this brings us to great moments in pastor history.
Oh, no.
One of my favorites is the Missouri pastor who was very upset at how cheap the folks are that go to his church because they didn't buy him the watch that he wanted for Christmas.
See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted, because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. You can buy a Movado watch in Sam's. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters.
Jeez.
I don't want to hear no more excuses about what y'all can't afford. You can't afford it because you don't see the value here. I'm over y'all. I'm over your cheap expressions.
You can buy a Bravado watch at Sam's. Yes, you can.
But
that was amazing.
Corn Pop on the YouTube chat
Nigel, this is God. You suck at Bible trivia.
Great moments in pastor history. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
This is the soundtrack of summer.
And new memories are waiting at your Indiana State Fair.
Your Indiana State Fair returns this Friday. Join us for the greatest 15 days of summer as we welcome back the rides, animals, free entertainment, and more. There's something for everyone, so bring the whole family. Save through tomorrow night with advanced discount tickets.
Sounds like fun. Your Indiana State Fair, presented by Get Prepared Indiana.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The plane crash victim has been identified. Partly cloudy and 90 degrees in downtown Indy with a heat advisory in effect. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Earlier this hour, the Johnson County coroner said the person who died in the plane crash that happened earlier today in Greenwood was Antu Nguyen. She was 44 years old and grew up in Miami, Florida. This Wendy's employee says her coworker witnessed the crash and ran inside to tell others about it.
There's a plane behind the Circle K, so she said it just went out of control and nosedived.
The FAA and the NTSB are trying to figure out how the crash happened. Someone shot at a crop duster aircraft in Boone County back on July 18th. The Boone County Sheriff's Office today said they're looking for any help they can get in finding the person responsible for that. The plane landed safely with no injuries to the pilot. The FBI and the FAA have been notified about that as well. One Democrat is supporting a stock trading ban. Fox's Ryan Schmelz.
Former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi in a statement says she's on board with banning stock trading for members of Congress. A statement from her office in support of the Honest Act says, quote, "The American people deserve confidence that their elected leaders are serving the public interest, not their personal portfolios." Pelosi has faced criticism in the past for her stock portfolio that's made her millions. The Honest Act is one of several bills being considered to prevent members of Congress from trading stocks. One of the bills is called the Pelosi Act. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas is accused of running an illegal underground gambling ring. He was arrested today in Los Angeles and is in federal custody. Police say Arenas and several other people ran high-end illegal poker games out of the Los Angeles area home rented by Arenas. He played at the University of Arizona and was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2001. Ended up playing for the Washington Wizards, Orlando Magic, and Memphis Grizzlies during his 11-year NBA career. Lehi, Utah is being ranked as the safest suburb in the U.S. to live in. A new study from Smart Asset examined factors like violent crime rates, property crime rates as well, along with excessive drinking across 360 different suburbs in the nation to compile the listing. And Wall Street closing with stocks mixed. It's time for your WIBC closing bell report. At the closing bell today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 171 points to 44,461. The S&P 500 lost 7 points to 6362, but the Nasdaq gained 31 points to 21,129. It's 4:34. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
With traffic at 4:35, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, watch out if you're coming out of the north split on northbound 65 around the Meridian Penn area. We have the right lane blocked right now by cops and emergency personnel. Apparently, a man was walking around on the interstate. They're trying to help him out right now. Traffic slow back to the north split. Northbound 65, stop and go before Raymond up to the south split because of construction. Southbound 65, 70 jams. North split to the south split, 3-minute delay because of that construction zone. Inbound 65, stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slows from Harding Street into the south split. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic 79 to 865 in Fishers. Northbound 69 slow at Cumberland Road up to Brooks School Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Showers and storms remain possible near and north of Interstate 70 to tonight with lows around 70. Scattered shower storm chances continue into Thursday with noticeably cooler temperatures, yet still humid with highs in the mid-upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
The amount of American badasses we have in this studio right now is outstanding. And I'm not even talking about us. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nigel's here. Producer Allison falls in that category. She's driving the boat here. But we've got a friend of the show, Brian Alvey, joining us.
My man.
And
how are you doing, guys?
Man, we're great. And I'm going to let you introduce the guest that you brought in.
Well, when we talked about the topic of, the Army recruiting numbers and the military in general soaring up, I thought my buddy James Kopp would be so value added to this show. He and I have been working together on a little project. I'll let him speak to that. But James had this unbelievable career in the United States Army that just, and I'll let him speak to that. But we were talking about Green Beret.
Special Forces, man.
Decorated combat veteran, Special Forces Dive School Commandant in Key West.
But what's your background for people that may just be tuning in for the first time?
I was a professional lawn dart for the United States Army. I fell out of airplanes and landed and did, stupid stuff. I almost said the S word. I didn't do it.
It's okay.
I'm getting good at this. My career, I'm proud of my career. I really am, but it just pales to compare to what this man put in.
Oh.
It's amazing. I mean, Commandant of the Special Forces Dive School, Key West. And one of the things he did, because he just loves his state and he loves this area, his last I was like, man, the toughest thing he did in his military career, he came back for a couple years and was the battalion commander for Army recruiting for this whole area. So I thought, who better to talk to this topic than James? But and then, like I said, him and I do a lot. We like our bourbon. We brought you some treats to class. James.
Well, look at that. We'll have to raise up a glass here in just a moment.
Bottle of Weller 12.
Nice.
So,
wow.
Way to show me up.
James, let's dive into it here. We had a report a couple of weeks back, may have even been about a month or so ago, that recruiting was up since Donald Trump became the president, and Pete Hegseth has been installed as the Secretary of Defense.
Yep.
Why is that?
I think there's a couple of reasons. I mean, obviously the main one, people want to serve their country. They want to be proud of it. It's a lot easier to be proud of your country when you've got a guy like Donald Trump, as our president. You don't have the woke agenda that we had for the years, that I was unfortunately dealing with it.
Is that a big part of recruitment?
Yeah, I mean, did you have to read the book on white rage?
So I'll say this,
you were in the Pentagon.
Yeah. So I'd spent 2 years there. It was my penance for doing time down in Key West. But I'll say this, that you don't join the Army because of a woke agenda. You join the Army to serve your country. You join the Army because you want to go out and make a difference. Not only to your community but to the country writ large. So, when you're looking at the advertisements that the Biden administration put out, those are not things that bring young people in to join the Army. The advertisements that we've got now, for me, it was, I want to do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day. Like that was my thing. Wow, be all you can be.
You still remember that ad to this day?
To this day, those are the kind of things that you go, okay, that's why I want to be part of something better than myself. And you do that in the United States Army. When you look at the sad state that the Army was, 4 years under Biden, under Biden.
You're right.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You said it right.
I mean, let's be honest.
The last war was definitely Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. And under Obama, the same thing. We as the military, our job is to close with and destroy the nation's enemies. It's not climate change. It's not woke agenda. It is to train, equip, move out, close with and destroy our nation's enemies. Bottom line, that's it. When you get away from that, then you're surprised that people don't want to join. I'm sorry, but that's just stupid.
For me, as a parent, neither one of my children are in the service, but had they been somebody that wanted to do that, I would have such concern about who their commander-in-chief would have been,
Absolutely.
Joe Biden,
Yeah.
especially
Absolutely.
after that botched Afghan withdrawal.
Well, remember, my boys were in the military under him as their commander-in-chief, and, that didn't give me the warmest of fuzzies in my gut.
Right.
And when they both decided that their time was up and they got out.
Because it seemed like it was
wasn't upset
incompetence,
about it.
right? Like, we can all disagree on
Leadership's
political things,
everything.
that's fine.
Yes.
But when you saw what happened with that botched Afghan withdrawal, to me, that was, you're not a serious person.
So to the point on that, I had a very good friend that I deployed with, and we stayed closest of friends. His job after he and I were deployed together, he went into plans. They spent countless hours coming up with an Afghan withdrawal plan. I mean, he was, at Fort Bragg. Thank God it's named Fort Bragg again, but he was at Fort Bragg. They had the plan. It wasn't like, we didn't know what we were going to do. It just came on too quick. No, it was a deliberate, hey, we're not doing this. They scrapped the plan. Let's move to an area where there's people all around us instead of staying out in an airfield where there's nothing around. Why? Well, nobody, from a military perspective, thought that was a great idea. Nobody. But
General Miley, maybe.
Yeah. Say what we.
Yeah, well, I was saying giving up the airport too.
It's asinine.
Just the whole thing was a disaster.
Absolutely.
And
so
tragic.
When you look at things like that, and then you go, well, why are our recruiting numbers down? I'm sorry, but I can look right there and say that's the reason. Young people are not stupid. They look at current events, they see what's going on in the world, and they go, I don't want to serve under a commander-in-chief that's like that. Now, I would say, since we have, Donald Trump back in office, the Army's made its mission early for the first time in God knows how long. So it's awesome to see that. There are other things that are concerns, obviously, education and things like that the Army is still having to overcome. To get those numbers, and they've made some changes to how we bring folks in, The United States is overweight. The United States kids are coming out of school.
Yeah.
They don't know, they can't pass basic tests.
Did they lower standards for a little while?
So here's what they've done. With regards to weight,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so you say, okay, here's our standard for weight.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what the Army has done is gone, we don't have enough people. The pool is not large enough to draw from. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, if you're over a bit, we're going to send you down and have you, get you on good nutrition, have you work out, have you walk.
What old drill sergeants used to call that, right? Like me.
Yeah. I'll let you say that.
No,
but,
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Allison, make sure we treat this like caller roulette. Have the dump button ready. Okay, just have that
Every
ready.
time I'm here.
I'm curious now as to what you called it.
We called it Fat Boy Camp.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
It's
right?
still called that.
Okay.
But
so
that's
let
one.
them in, but you send them to Fat Boy Camp.
Set them up for success.
And then they are going to work out. They're going to be on. Most of these kids have been eating potato chips for the last 18 years.
But they want to serve their country.
The heavy
want to
thing they
serve their
lifted
country.
was their Xbox controller.
Exactly. The Coke can, right? So they've done that. Now, additionally, I talked about schools, right? So schools are a big thing. The ASVAB, for those that don't know, it's basically an IQ test. It's the entrance exam to get in the military. It is basically an IQ test. But you have to understand, basic math to be able to be tested on it. If you don't know that, how can I test you? You don't know the basics. And some of these kids are coming out of school with, they just can't simply do the basic problem. So how can I test your intelligence? Well, that's the other thing that they've done. They said, okay, well, you're close enough. Let's take you in. Let's train you. Let's give you some more time so that you understand how this test works, and we're going to teach you something. Now, the success rates for those seem to be pretty good. That's one of the positives is, yes, Americans are overweight. Yes, our schools a lot of times are failing kids, but the kids aren't stupid. They're just overweight and they're undertrained. So if we can do that, we can get them in and also make our mission.
All right, so let's take a little quick time out. When we come back, I want to pick your brain on some of these Biden-era holdovers that are still at the Department of Defense. Are they going to be a problem for Pete Hegseth? And you've got a special announcement that you want to make. That's Lieutenant Colonel James Kopp. We got Brian Alvey here. We've got some bourbon in studio as well. We got a room full of American badasses. Quick time out. We're coming right back.
Hi, this is Zach from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Summer is the perfect time to schedule fall pruning. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. 317-903-0102 or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jim Scott is the owner, and he says they stand behind their work just like American Standard stands behind their equipment.
We give everybody a 3-year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer gives 10 years. So, yeah, people are pretty well set.
If you're in Clinton, Boone, or Hamilton County, call Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, 765-601-1461. Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Offer ends September 1st. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Catch the first day with Terry Stacy live at the Indiana State Fair this Sunday, 11 to 1 at the Dairy Bar. Try the new key lime pie milkshake. Don't miss the 1,600-pound cheese sculpture in the Ag Hort building. Visit winnersdrinkmilk.com.
All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Coming out of the North Split on northbound 65. That's a medical emergency blocking the right lane. Police are out with a man who was walking right on the interstate. We'll just say that. Inbound 65 stop and go from 21st to Meridian Penn. And then southbound 65 70 jammed up from the North Split to the South Split. That's because of construction. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic coming in from Belmont into the South Split. That's a 4-minute delay. Northbound 65 slow from the south side. Raymond Street up to the South Split because of construction. South side eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Harding Street over to US 31. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Makes summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Heat advisory still in effect. It's 89 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We've got our pal Brian Alvey in studio. Lieutenant Colonel James Kopp here as well. Got a few minutes left here. James, you mentioned earlier you've worked in the Pentagon for a couple of years. Question I have. Anybody associated with Donald Trump feels like they've got a target on their back, right? Because he's so dynamic one way or the other.
Sure.
Pete Hegseth is kind of tied at the hip with Donald Trump. There still are some Biden holdovers at the Pentagon right now. Should Pete Hegseth be concerned about that?
I'll say that in the Army, overall, there is still a current of the woke, going on. So I have a close friend that just graduated from the War College, and one of the things that he told me that absolutely floored me is the number of people, and these are lieutenant colonels and colonels, that will be brigade commanders. They will be the pool that you pull general officers from. And the large number of those folks that were, went apoplectic when USAID got shut down, that are just like, this is the end of the world.
And that speaks volumes in itself.
Absolutely. And I was floored by him telling me that. Brian and I, we worked with meat eaters. That's pretty much where we had served. And you don't see an awful lot of that, but the Army's huge, and there are people with differing perspectives all over. Now, some of those people do rise to the top, and some of those people, unfortunately, have that core belief. And really, I think it's a long-term issue. When I was in, so I'm retired. When I was in, I was apolitical, and we should be as the military. You don't take a side of a president. You don't take you swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The bottom line is there are a lot of people that are currently serving that are unhappy with the current administration. I'm concerned about that, just based off what my friend said. So,
James, what's a meat eater? I work with a beer drinker.
That's
right.
Not a grassy.
Definitely not a grassy.
We're meat eaters, not grassy.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. That puts it into context.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's simplest answer is always the best. So,
James,
no tofu over here.
You brought some beverages here along with your pal Brian. You got a pretty big announcement you want to make.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, man. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I am running for State Senate, District 41. That's southeastern Johnson County and Bartholomew County. So,
right on.
I appreciate the support.
Johnson County, man, Hammer and Nigel country. We went down to the fair at the Johnson County Fair, man, and it was awesome.
You're adopted sons to Johnson County.
If you're from Beech Grove, I feel like you get invited to the cookouts.
There you go.
In Johnson County.
Yeah. Well, we
what
appreciate
if you're from
it.
Liston? Do I still get an
You're good.
honorary?
You're good. you put in the work. You're
If you
good.
remember Jeff Gordon with the pube mustache, you can come on over.
I'm trying not to, but okay.
Well, I appreciate it. Voteforcop.com if you want to check us out, and we're on Facebook and everything else. So definitely appreciate you guys. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Army. It's something that I'm passionate about, and to that. So let's enjoy some Weller. So,
Cheers, gentlemen.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for your service. God bless you.
Thank you for what you guys do every day on air.
Man, that's good.
Oh, so good when it touches the lips.
I feel like Frank the
touches
Tank.
the lips.
Fill it up again.
Fill it up. Let's do it again.
We're one more shot away from going streaking here in downtown Indianapolis.
All right, I'll pour.
James, one more question.
It couldn't make
before we
downtown
let you
any
go.
weirder.
One more question. Do you think this could trickle down to IMPD and the recruiting problems that local police are having?
So I heard the other day, and I somebody may fact check me on this. I heard the other day that the numbers, are pathetically low for IMPD. Something like 6 folks went through the academy, and I don't know if that number is.
It was higher than that, I think.
Okay.
This latest class,
whatever it was,
but it was low.
It was insanely low. I think it gets back to the same thing that I was talking about. When you, as a community, as a country, as a group of people, don't support those who are going to support you. These are the problems that you have. When you have things like, a police officer is put in an incredibly difficult situation almost every day, right? And you expect them to be perfect 100% of the time, no matter what. You expect them to be perfect. And most of the time they are. If you're going after those folks, when they make an honest mistake, you're going to see these kind of problems.
It's about the leadership.
Absolutely.
It's not because people don't believe in law enforcement.
Nope.
They don't believe in Joe Hogsett or Ryan Mears.
Well,
Everything's of all my law enforcement buddies. Why would anybody want to be a cop right now?
Yeah.
You guys
I'm
do the
with it,
hardest
actually,
job. You do the hardest job, and you have people vilify you for it. It's beyond me.
Absolutely.
It's just gross. Our community needs to pull its head out of what we call, paratroopers call a fourth port of contact. You can figure out where that's at, and recognize that these people just carry the water for our community. They really do.
They do.
And everybody, like James was just saying, everybody sees it. Why would you want to be a cop right now in Indianapolis? Why? Well, leadership can dramatically affect that. It has in a negative way, and if they find better leadership, it can do it in a positive way.
You're
just
seeing
like
it right
we're
now in
seeing
the
with Army recruiting
You're
right
seeing
now.
it in the Army.
A buddy of mine sent me a text. The studio right now looks like a WWE house show where like the tag team champions are getting ready to beat up on 2 jabronis that are already in the ring.
The people's elbow is coming out.
What you
Brian
gonna do?
Alvey, Lieutenant Colonel James Kopp, U.S. Army Special Forces retired. You guys are awesome. You guys are badasses.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, and we appreciate you joining
Love
us.
you guys for
we
what
had a
you
great
do.
time.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family. Somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months. Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, the pilot who died in a plane crash this morning in Greenwood's been identified. You'll hear who she was and what she hoped to accomplish. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 5 o'clock.
He wants to bring healthcare into the digital age. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump launching a new private health tracking system, allowing patients to transfer records between providers.
Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button.
But the president says there will not be a centralized government-run database. Instead, major tech companies are helping, and patients would need to opt in to share records. Still, some privacy advocates are raising security concerns. In Colorado, a dentist just convicted of murder for poisoning his wife. James Craig also found guilty of trying to cover up the killing. He faces life in prison. New York's Democratic candidate for mayor says he does support police, despite past social media posts.
Zoran Mamdani said despite what others have said, his vision is not to defund the police, but to let them fight the serious crime they signed up to address.
And to do so by ensuring that we ask them to focus on those crimes, and we ask mental health professionals to respond to calls of mental health crises.
He had tweeted after the police murder of George Floyd 5 years ago that the police should be defunded, even that police are a threat to public safety. He said to try to blame poor officer retention on attitudes like defunding the police now is wrong.
When you ask officers why they leave, one of the leading causes they cite is forced overtime.
He said focusing on his past tweets is just part of an effort to score political points rather than an effort to make New Yorkers safe.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's also running for mayor, telling Fox News Digital earlier.
I have said that I think he's dangerous because he doesn't understand the need for public safety in this city.
Today, Mamdani meeting with the family of the police officer killed during Monday's mass shooting in Manhattan and accusing Cuomo of failing to focus on the victims. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Learning more about the pilot who died. Mostly cloudy and 91 degrees in the Circle City with a heat advisory in effect. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. A plane crashed near a Circle K gas station in Greenwood this morning at around 10:45. The Johnson County coroner has identified the pilot who died as On to Win. This is what she posted on TikTok not long before the crash happened.
I just completed the first leg of my solo flight around the world a few days ago from Oshkosh to Indiana.
She was going to be making a solo trip around the globe to help inspire female aviators. The NTSB and the FAA are handling the investigation now. Wynn was 44 years old. An investigation also going on in Boone County, where police say they're still trying to find the person responsible for shooting at a crop duster aircraft back on July 18th. No one was hurt in that incident, and the pilot did land safely. The FBI and the FAA are trying to help the Boone County Sheriff's Office find the shooter. IMPD says the officer who was shot while investigating someone who stole a car on the west side of Indianapolis on Tuesday is recovering well. They apprehended 3 suspects so far, but they're still trying to find the 4th person that they believe was involved. A woman was run over by someone driving an SUV this morning in Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick with that story.
IMPD officer Tommy Thompson says the woman was not in the crosswalk when the driver of a white SUV hit her.
The driver tried to avoid this collision at all costs, striking a pole. It's just devastating, though. Think what that driver's going to have to go through thinking about this.
And Thompson added,
again, we've continued to speak on being careful, and as a driver and as a pedestrian, it's all parties. As a bicyclist, bikers, everybody has to do their part, keep their heads up.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Hoosier football team had their first fall practice today. IU head football coach Kurt Signetti issued this reminder to his team before they took the field.
You got to put the work in. You got to find the edge every day. It's that kind of business where the margin for error is very slim.
He says they can't rest on the laurels of last season when they went 11-2. They begin this upcoming season against Old Dominion on August 30th at 2:30. It's 5:04. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
The deals at Andy Moore Ford just keep on coming. The red, white, and new sales event. Get independence from car payments with no payments for 3 months and enjoy your freedom in the new Ford F-150 Super Crew or that absolutely amazing Ford Mustang with 0% APR financing for 48 months. Save $15,000. That's $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or Expeditions, or buy a new Ford Super Duty truck for under $40,000. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is your spot for all the Super Duty trucks. They've got 175 trucks to choose from right there on the lot at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And with more to your door, simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver it to your door. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. That's MOHR.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
WIBC traffic at 5:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, checking out the north split in northbound 65 at Meridian. A medical emergency blocking the right lane and causing stop-and-go traffic back to rural. Inbound 65 slow, 21st to Meridian Penn. Southbound 65-70 jammed from the north split to the south split for a 6-minute delay. Eastbound 70 delayed 7 minutes. Belmont into the south split. Northbound 65 slow Raymond up to the south split because of that construction zone. East side southbound 465 stop and go before 70 down to Washington Street. Northbound 69 in Fisher, stop and go traffic 126 to Brook School Road, and inbound 69 slows from 96 down to 82nd Street. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Present for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
We'll keep shower storm chances around into our Wednesday night, mainly near and north of Interstate 70, with lows falling to around 70 degrees. Scattered shower storm chances persist through Thursday for the final day of July, with noticeably much cooler high temperatures than in recent days, but still a bit humid out there. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s for Thursday. As we start August on Friday, prepare for a beautiful end to the work week with highs around 80 and plentiful sunshine and lower humidity values. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
All right, Hammer, tell me about Farticus. Cory Booker is...
Now, hold on. As you would say, there's always people listening for the very first time.
Yeah.
Cory Booker is called Farticus because when he ran for president in a very bad campaign back in 2020, he basically called himself Spartacus, but his campaign was so bad, we dubbed him Farticus.
Democrat from New Jersey. Kind of blowing up at fellow Democrats. Dem on dem violence. What exactly happened here?
So there's a bill that would provide states with some funding for some things, but it contains parts that they might not like.
Yeah, funding, including police funding.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of what Farticus is fired up about, Cory Booker. Now, you've got senators like Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, Mosto of Nevada, who are like, listen, this bill that's got the funding in it, we don't like all the stuff that's in it, but we're going to vote to pass it because it provides our states with some funds that we need. Well, Cory Booker, who's totally running for president in 2028, let's not get it twisted.
Good luck.
He's been grandstanding for a while now, whether it's the marathon speeches at Capitol Hill or the grandstanding that we're about to play. He's totally trying to get his name out there. He's ticked off at Mosto and Klobuchar because they're going to vote to pass this bill through because it would benefit their states. Farticus feels like that's caving to Trump.
This, to me, is the problem with Democrats in America right now, is we're willing to be complicit to Donald Trump. We are standing at a moment where our president is eviscerating the Constitution of the United States of America, and we're willing to go along with that today. No, not on my watch. The Democratic Party needs a wake-up call. I see law firms bending a knee to this president, not caring about the larger principles, that those free speech rights, that you could take on any client. Why are you bending the knee? I see universities that should be bastions of free speech bending at the knee to this president. I see businesses taking late-night talk show hosts off the air because they dare to insult a president. I see people who want mergers suddenly think that they have to pay tribute to this president. And what are the very people here elected to defend the Constitution of the United States saying, oh, well, today, let's look the other way and pass some resources that won't go to Connecticut, that won't go to Illinois, that won't go to New York, that will go to the states he likes. That is complicity with an authoritarian leader who is trashing our Constitution. It's time for Democrats to have a backbone. It's time for us to fight. It's time for us to draw lines.
And he was yelling at Klobuchar and this... whatever the
Nevada Representative
was.
Mosto.
Yeah. Talking about universities that embraced and capitulated to pro-Hamas protesters.
Harassing Jewish students. Like, I'm all for the freedom of speech, right? Don't get it twisted. But freedom of speech means you don't get to block a classroom that a Jewish student wants to go into.
And that's what he was talking about. And then he talked about Colbert. What a lame thing.
If Colbert was pulling ratings like the Hammer and Nigel show pulls and bringing in revenue like we have compared to how much it costs to go into it, they would be giving him an extension, right? But instead, it's a 200-person staff that's losing $40 million a year.
Here's what happened. Klobuchar and the Democrats were like shepherding through a series of bills related to police funding. But Booker never showed up during the sessions when these bills were being put together. And apparently he didn't like it.
Right.
And that's what this is all about. So he's yelling at Amy Klobuchar,
who, keep in mind, is one of the great hotheads in the Senate. Amy Klobuchar has been known to be a hothead. Now, I don't know much about Mosto of Nevada, but Amy Klobuchar was accused of throwing stuff at staff members in the past.
I think she's like, what was the thing with the comb? And like, oh, you didn't give me a fork for my salad, so I'll just get a comb from my purse.
And then threw the comb at a staff member.
That's a true story.
Right. But here she is responding to Cory Booker, and then Cory Booker responding to Amy Klobuchar.
Okay.
I completely agree with Senator Booker about what this administration is doing. But you can't just pick out a few bills that came out of a committee and say, I'm going to stop those, and then allow for other bills that fund other parts of your budget in your state.
I was just called out by name, and I want to respond. I don't need somebody implying in any way that this is not vital to me and my state, that we have resources for our police officers. But what I am tired of is when the President of the United States of America violates the Constitution, trashes our norms and traditions, and what does the Democratic Party do? Comply? Allow him? Beg for scraps? No, I demand justice.
In my mind, I feel like Jim Banks, who's the head of this committee that was having this big meeting.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, Banks is.
He was like Lou Brown in Major League. Shut up, Dorn. Like when
Shut
Dorn
up,
was yelling
Booker.
at Harris and Harris was yelling at Dorn. Shut up, Dorn. That was Jim Banks. Now, the other senator that's involved in this, Catherine Cortez Masto from Nevada, she just simply put out a statement. This was to Politico. Quote, standing up to Trump isn't about long speeches. A little shot at Farticus there. It's about winning and then legislating and getting stuff done for the people of your state and the American people. So again, this bill, it might not have had everything in it that they liked, but it helped the states of Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota. It helped the states of Masto, of Nevada. But Farticus, who's totally running for president, wanted to make a name for himself.
And he tried to, put an amendment in there, which was a poison pill, and it eventually got pulled, and everything turned out fine. But this was really, like you said, he's going to put that in a promo reel for 2028.
He's going to run for president, and he's going to say, I stood up to Democrats who weren't strong enough to fight back against Trump. And he's going to play highlights of that speech, even though most of it was crap. Total crap. Real quick before we hit a break here, funeral for Ozzy Osbourne was earlier today, Nige.
Oh, really?
And man, listen, I wasn't the biggest Ozzy fan in the world, right? It wasn't my genre of music per se. I grew up as a West Coast rap kid, an 80s hair band kid. But man, he's on the Mount Rushmore of rock gods, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
His funeral was today. It tugged at my heart when I saw Sharon Osbourne.
I didn't see it.
She was crying. She had some piece of memorabilia in her hand. I can't remember what it was.
Was it his picture?
No, it was like an umbrella or something. I can't remember what it was. Somebody can correct me. But she was crying into it, and she's holding it. She was a mess. The kids had to kind of hold her up because she was bawling
the kids
today.
had a great relationship with their dad. And you saw that in the Osbournes, the reality show on MTV.
Man, it just broke my heart because even though their marriage had its ups and downs, right? I think like a lot of people's, you could tell after all the highs and lows, Sharon loved that guy. She did. And when the funeral was taking place today, and she was breaking down and she's sobbing and she's bawling, and it's her kids that have to hold her up because she's inconsolable.
Yeah.
Man, that was pretty tough to watch. That was pretty tough to watch. So go on Twitter, go on YouTube. I'm sure you can find the video that I'm talking about here. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Yeah, Hammer, looking at westbound 70 stop-and-go traffic, Rural Street into the north split, then southbound 6570 jammed from the north split to the south split because of construction. That is a 5-minute delay. Inbound 65 stop-and-go 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Belmont into the south split. That is a 6-minute delay. Northwest side, northbound 465 slowing up before 86th Street to 865. Northbound 69 Fisher stop-and-go traffic after Cumberland Road to Brooks School Road, and then Hancock County eastbound 70 slows before Cumberland Road out to Mount Comfort Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
17 We need 17 more people to go to the WIBC YouTube chat, the YouTube page. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and that gets us to 100. Now, that number of 100 is key because the young pain in the asses in the digital department here at WIBC, they want us to have 100 YouTube likes. So if you've ever had a coworker that just gets on your nerves, do us a favor. Misery loves company. Go to the WIBC YouTube page. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. If you give us a like, there's a chance that Nigel will show up naked in your kitchen tonight. Okay, I'm being told people are unliking the feed now. There's a chance producer Allison will show up naked in your kitchen tonight. There's a chance. Maybe it's 0.001, but why fight fate? Go to the WIBC YouTube page. Allison, what are the chances, jump on the microphone, what are the chances that people that hit the like button right now will see you naked tonight?
0.0%.
So you're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance, right? Go to the YouTube page.
I don't think so.
88 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. For service today. Today.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Stay on your home court with Franciscan Health's top-rated cardiac heart care. No traveling, no waiting. Just award-winning heart care right where you live. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row for cardiology and cardiac care by health grades, Franciscan Health offers first-in-the-world treatments, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched compassion. Because we believe every heartbeat is extraordinary. Don't sit on the sidelines with heart trouble. Schedule a same-day cardiology appointment today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken.
Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Right now, get a 4-piece GE kitchen suite for under $2,000. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt Max XR 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. Save big with deals that work as hard as you do. Shop Pro Savings Days in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 8/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah! Hammer, Scott, Stapp, and Creed covered U2's Where the Streets Have No Name. I love the story of Scott Stapp. He was in bad shape, alcoholic, very mentally ill, and he has recovered, and Creed got back together, and they have been on a humongous just summer tour that have been very successful. So this was during a show in Memphis. Here's part of the cover, and I want to get your approval here, or non-approval, of their cover of Where the Streets Have No Name from U2. This is from a fan cam.
I don't know.
Let it go until he gets to the high part. Let it keep going here just a minute. If you're at a Creed concert, do you want to hear Creed songs or do you want to hear U2 covers?
I want to hear Creed songs. Please stop that. Nigel's way more into that than I was. I was ready to have Allison stop that clip 30 seconds ago, and Nigel's like, no, let the high part come. So I let the high part come, and it still sucks. No, not okay with this. I'm not the biggest U2 fan in the world. Bono wears me out with his environmental crap and all of his stuff. I've never been a big U2 guy. Like, if I'm listing out my favorite bands or artists of the 80s, I don't know if U2 makes my top 20.
No, I saw U2 in 2012, right before I was about to have our first child. Lindsay was pregnant in St. Louis, and it was like when they did I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, I was like in tears. Don't know why. Just was happy, and like I was about to have my first kid, and U2's fine, but Creed covering U2, I don't know about that.
Yeah, like I like a good cover song. I like it when famous bands do covers of others. I think it's fun sometime. But if you're going to do a cover, make it fun. Don't do a U2 song that's going to make everybody want to drown themselves in a river.
Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson claim they're just friends. But a source says they have a budding romance. They recently interviewed each other for People magazine. They're both starring in the new Naked Gun remake or sequel or whatever. Pamela Anderson, here they are talking about their romance.
What was your first impression of me when we met?
I thought she is so easy on the eyes.
Oh.
I knew we had a kind of a chemistry from very, very early on.
Yeah, we definitely had a chemistry right away, and was just curious where it was going to take us in the film. So it was really a nice start, but you're a friend for life.
Great.
Yeah, we're friends for life.
Yeah. Oh, friends.
Like it or not.
Friend zone. Liam is 73, Pam is 58. Is this okay with you at all?
No, because this is totally for the movie. I don't buy for a minute this is legit. I think this is just them being told by Seth MacFarlane, hey, act like you're in a relationship and we'll get some extra press out of this. Because, oh, by the way, we're just finding out these two might be an item the same weekend the movie opens up. What a coincidence. Wow.
What do you know?
What are the chances of that? Look, the movie itself looks like it might be a fun remake.
Trailer looks funny.
You know, I'll probably watch it at some point. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater for it. Takes a lot to get me to the theater these days. But no, this is all marketing. This is them acting like they're together because people like us will talk about it on the radio. Entertainment Tonight will talk about it. All the entertainment blogs will talk about it, and they get added value to promote the opening weekend of The Naked Gun. I'm not falling for it.
Are you okay with this? How fast could you eat a 1 pound head of iceberg lettuce. The University of Minnesota has a lettuce club.
Boy, save some chicks for the rest of us, guys.
And an annual speed eating contest. Go ahead.
Each lettuce is formally weighed before the competition begins. Then participants must place their right hand on their lettuce and recite the pledge.
Oh, come on.
Then they start chowing down. To show you finish the entire head, you have to stand up, raise the stem, and prove your mouth is empty. The reigning champion, Nathan Thomas, crowned Ethan as head lettuce.
I beat the last head lettuce, and that's more than good enough.
The record is 2 minutes and 35 seconds, just to be clear. Are you okay with the lettuce eating contest at the University of Minnesota?
Yes, I'm okay with this. Why not, right? There are all types of crazy Guinness Book of World Records things, right? We've got the world record for the most balloons popped in 60 seconds, the world record for the most ridiculous things. So why not have a lettuce club at the University of Minnesota? Like, lettuce enthusiast. You finally found somebody to communicate with. I don't know how many there are.
Yeah.
But even if it's just a small group.
A lot of lonely lettuce enthusiasts finally found each other.
Like, I feel like if you're somebody that's in the lettuce club, like, that's who you have to marry. Right? That's the person for you. You've got a common interest in lettuce to the point to where you've gone out of your way, you've taken time, you've parked, you've signed waivers to join a club to talk about how much you love lettuce. I feel like if you find somebody that loves lettuce like that, you do everything in your power and you put a ring on it. So yes.
Amen.
I am 100% okay with that. Coming up next, the Tonus, Tony Kinnett. He looks a little bit like an anorexic J.D. Vance, but his show was really good. And he's coming up right after our program tonight. His conversation with us coming up right after we have a look at the news with Jake.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
She was on a mission before she died. Mostly cloudy and 91 degrees in downtown Indy with a heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:30. The pilot who died in a plane crash this morning in Greenwood near a Circle K gas station was a woman named On To Win. She posted this on TikTok earlier today.
This is more than just a flight, okay? It's a mission to inspire the next generation of Asian female pilots, aerospace engineers, and STEM professionals.
The Johnson County coroner says her body will be examined tomorrow. She was 44 years old and was from Miami, Florida. Why would someone shoot at a crop duster aircraft in Boone County? That's the question the Boone County Sheriff's Office is trying to answer. That happened on July 18th, and the plane ended up with several bullet holes, but the pilot's okay and landed safely. The FBI and the FAA are trying to find whoever's responsible, and they're working with the Boone County Sheriff's Office. Pictures of the aircraft can be seen on WIBC.com. President Trump rolling out today what he calls his Making Health Technology Great Again agenda.
Thanks to this announcement, healthcare providers across the country will also finally be able to kill the clipboard. It's an expression that's used, capital, with a capital C, kill the clipboard.
He says there's a new health tracking system to be used with the help of tech companies like Google and Amazon. It's designed to help people manage chronic health conditions like diabetes and obesity by using tools like conversational AI. Those against it, though, say there are privacy issues regarding sharing data. Poisoning his wife is what police say a former dentist in Colorado did. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
A jury in Arapahoe County, Colorado, finding James Craig guilty of fatally poisoning his wife Angela in 2023 by tainting her smoothies. The 47-year-old former dentist had pleaded not guilty to all charges, including first-degree murder. Prosecutors say toxicology tests show Angela Craig died of poisoning from cyanide and tetrahydrozoline, an ingredient in some over-the-counter eye drops. The defense claimed Angela wanted to kill herself after she was heartbroken by her husband's affairs, and that she asked for James's help in ending her life. But prosecutors stressed he gave varying explanations about her death to other people, arguing he wanted out of the marriage and didn't want a divorce because of his image and financial issues. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Reese's and Oreo announcing 2 new products today that combine their treats. The Reese's Oreo Cup will feature milk chocolate and white cream peanut butter cups along with Oreo cookie crumbs. The Oreo Reese's cookie will see the Oreo chocolate sandwich cookies filled with Reese's peanut buttery cream and Oreo cookie crumbs. Those 2 products will be available on Hershey's online store starting August 18th before hitting store shelves nationwide in September. And with traffic now, here's Matt Baer.
All right, we have a stall downtown, southbound 65-70 after Washington Street, and the left lane is blocked. We are jammed up back into the north split, and then onto westbound 70. That is slow back to rural right now, especially for people exiting southbound. Northbound 65 on the south side, stop-and-go traffic before Raymond into the south split. Eastbound 70, stop-and-go Belmont to the south split for a 3-minute delay. East side. Southbound at 465 at East 56th Street. It is a stall blocking the left lane. Northbound 465 stop and go before Penn Pike in those southbound lanes. Also loaded 72 Brookville Road. Eastbound 70 into Hancock County is slow from Post Road out to Cumberland Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Scattered shower storm chances persist through Thursday for the final day of July with noticeably much cooler high temperatures than in recent days, but still a bit humid out there. Highs will be in the mid to upper 70s for Thursday. As we start August on Friday, prepare for a beautiful end to the work week with highs around 80 and plentiful sunshine and lower humidity values. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He's an investigative reporter for the Daily Signal. He's the host of the Tony Kinnett Cast, right after our program, 7 to 8 here at 93 WIBC. And every once in a while, Nigel, if he runs out of time on his show, he will go to social media for a segment called Bonus Tonus, which I think is fantastic. Tony Kinnett joins us.
It is all your fault. It's all your fault. And the WIBC audience. But yeah, we do. Thank you very much, WIBC audience, for the Bonus Tonus name for extra show content. Thank you.
At the Tonus is where they could find you. That's why we call you the Tonus.
That's right. That's right. Gentlemen, isn't it a fantastic time not to be Cory Booker?
You know, this may come as a shock to a lot of people, but Cory Booker was seen yelling in Washington, D.C. Yeah, he was raising his voice, but this time, Tony, it was at his fellow colleagues.
Which is incredible because I think of all of the Democrat senators that you want to yell at, Amy Klobuchar, who's known for beating her staff with binders, may not be the one you want to pick a fight with. And they're yelling over police funding, and he starts, I guess, pantomiming. He starts, like, standing up, and he's like, I am standing. And then he sits down. I am sitting. And poor Jim Banks, our senator from Indiana, who's presiding over the hearing, just looks like a cross between Jim Halpert in The Office and a man watching 2 toddlers throw up on each other. It was incredible.
Again, what's the context of this fight now?
So it was about changing amendments on police funding. And Cory Booker decided now is the time to go to war with the rest of my party and be Spartacus.
Spartacus.
Because he's totally running for president, right? This isn't anything new. He tried to do this a couple weeks ago when the big, beautiful bill was out there, and he tried to do the full, 25-hour filibuster.
Yeah, yelling for nothing so that everyone could be proud of, I guess, his lack of need to poop in a single day. Again, I wish I was joking. The man, prepped hydration levels, and then he was yelling yesterday at some senator from Nevada that nobody cares about, and then yelling at Amy Klobuchar again, a very dangerous move. And they're just yelling over when amendments are added so that Cory Booker can get his 15 minutes on MSNBC about the plight of our democracy.
In my mind, Amy Klobuchar goes over there like the old woman and throw Mama from the train and hits him with a frying pan.
I see more that Cory Booker goes out to the little unicycle he calls a car. He opens the door and finds a decapitated horse head in the passenger seat.
I mean, this is all stuff that Cory Booker's going to put on some sort of campaign commercial, though, right? I stood up to my own party. We're going to circle the wagons. Farticus 2028.
I just want to know when Play School finally endorses him as the next model for Mr. Potato Head and his angry eyes.
So we got this new contender for 2028. Looks like it might be Cory Booker. They're putting Pete Buttigieg out there an awful lot, too, aren't they?
Again, this man is the lowest consistently polling candidate in communities that, let's just say, are a little more traditional. I'm sorry. I know that you like to think that this progressive caucus is all in support of everyone and it's wonderful. But if you think that some old gal who has not changed her entire life in 50 years is going to strut out because some white Karen told her to go vote for Pete, it ain't happening. But he's going to give it his best shot.
And when you look at some of the other younger Democrats, right, because the whole thing is they want to talk about getting younger, the one guy I think that has it all to offer for them, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, they got a little problem because they've picked Team Hamas. They've picked Team Gaza. And last time I checked, Shapiro was a Jewish man. So unless he renounces his faith or the Democrat Party comes out and says, we're sorry, I don't know if it can be him either.
Yeah, Shapiro's also not totally against this three-letter word called oil. It is a little bit scary for the Democrats. He's not totally against it. And so that leaves who? Wes Moore of Maryland? Well, he's busy clamoring about how awful it is to be a black man in America. Again, the governor of Maryland is freaking out about how awful it is to be a black man. I don't know about you guys. I'm not the governor of Maryland. Are you guys the governor of Maryland?
I'm not the governor of Maryland.
I am not the governor of Maryland.
Well, that's
no.
three.
And thank God, because Baltimore sucks.
And lastly, since we're kind of on this 2028 checking the box segment here, don't laugh, but AOC, she's a fundraising machine, Tony. She's got the name recognition. And where are we at with AOC?
It is no laughing matter. I mean it. AOC will be the Democrat nominee in 2028. That is unless there is someone that comes out of the gates. I've said it before. Unless there is some dark horse candidate from Illinois whose name is Barack Obama to the field, then it has to be AOC. It is. She's the only person who can change her voice, and I'm not talking Jasmine Crockett changing accents. She's the only person who actually knows what the party has, and that makes her a threat. The entire 2028 election will be all about the economy and how bad billionaires are. Mark my words.
That's scary.
Chatting with Tony Kinnett, host of the Tony Kinnett Cast. I know Cory Booker is upset at his party, but maybe he's got a point here because even CNN is talking about how bad the Democrats are polling in a number of key areas, from economic issues to foreign policy. When Harry Enton has to go up there and talk about how, the Democrats are having their ass handed to him in polling, and you get to look at the face of the CNN host, who looks like he just smelled a John Brennan egg fart. It's a beautiful thing, Tony.
It is, and I got to say, Harry Enton is truly, next to Scott Jennings, it's just one of the best parts of that network. In fact,
it is.
They're the only good parts of that network. But that all said and aside, I do enjoy watching the Democrats consistently come to the table and say, okay, guys, that thing we just tried, it wasn't working. What do we do? And someone from the back of the room is like, double down and do it harder. And they are like, yeah, that clearly we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. Let's do it again.
And it's not like the bar is incredibly high here. You're looking at this Republican Party to where, okay, Donald Trump is the rock star. He's the Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls team. But it's not the Chicago Bulls team. It's Michael Jordan and a bunch of dudes who are like Steve Kerr. This Republican Party is not that great. It's totally beatable, but thank God for them, the Democrats are, until further notice, doing Democrat things.
Well, I would say J.D. Vance. He's very strong too.
Yes, but also so is Rubio. There are a lot of people in the Trump cabinet and in the Republican House and in the Senate, may I say. There are some really good rising stars here that the window that I've made this case on my show, there was a window the Democrats had to destroy the momentum of the Republican Party, to destroy the momentum of Trump. They took that window, they threw a hammer through it, said screw it, and they went home and had a beer and forgot all about it, and now it's too late. It is too late. And I don't see him bouncing back, at least for the midterms. I don't.
The people that Donald Trump has surrounded himself in his second term, vastly different. Can you compare and contrast real quick, if just off the top of your head, the people that Trump has brought into his inner circle this time around? Much better than last time, right?
Former Democrats.
Yeah, last time he had two kinds of people around him. Number one, he had kind of old establishment-y, don't touch anything kind of people. And then he had people like Marjorie Taylor Greene last time, who like lick their own elbows and sound like a jack-in-the-box wound one too many times. This time he's got like competent people. And it's really freaking weird because Marco Rubio will go up on against Margaret Brennan on CBS. She'll ask him a question, and he'll pimp slap her so hard you'll think it's a Hollywood case. It's incredible. I mean, I got to say, I'm kind of liking the competence.
You're right, and when I say this Republican Party as a whole, there are some good parts of it. Some of them are former Democrats that were told your services are no longer needed over here. But my concern is that once the orange guy's gone, even if it is J.D. Vance or even if it is Marco Rubio, are they going to be able to have the testicular you-know-what to get across their agenda, damn the torpedoes? Do they have that ability?
Do Vance and Vice President Rubio have the ability to clock AOC in the chin and then do probably even more work?
Could they have got the big, beautiful bill passed through? Because I think Trump had a big part of that, basically damn near threatening to primary people. Do Rubio and J.D. Vance have the ability to pull that off?
See, I don't think it was the primary threats that got the big, beautiful bill through. I thought it was actually saying, look, if you want to do anything at all, or essentially end up getting recalled, not through a primary, but through a general election standpoint, then yeah, go ahead. And for that, I think that Vance and Rubio are going to be just fine. What the best thing I think is that after Trump is gone, and again, not something I'm looking forward to, but after Trump is gone, the people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carrie Lake, the elbow lickers, I don't think they're going to have anything to cling to because Vance doesn't need groupies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never heard the term elbow licker before.
You have now, and it's here.
Come back for one more segment?
Sure.
Tony Kinnett's with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Deals at Andy Moore Ford just keep on coming. The red, white, and new sales event. Get independence from car payments with no payments for 3 months and enjoy your freedom in the new Ford F-150 Super Crew or that absolutely amazing Ford Mustang with 0% APR financing for 48 months. Save $15,000. That's $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or Expeditions, or buy a new Ford Super Duty truck for under $40,000. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is your spot for all the Super Duty trucks. They've got 175 trucks to choose from right there on the lot at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And with more to your door, simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver it to your door. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. That's M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
Get to WindowNation.com as soon as possible, even if you're thinking about just getting windows. I have Window Nation windows, by the way. They've looked great. My air conditioner, it was working normally. It keeps the hot air out, the cold air in. And right now, you can get 50% off all window styles, 0 interest for 5 whole years.
You need to hustle. This sale ends soon. So if you want to save money and have awesome energy-efficient windows that keep the hot air out in the summer and the nasty, frigid air out in the winter, which you'll thank me later when you see your lower heating and air bill, you need to call Window Nation and take advantage of this 50% off sale. All window styles, 866-90-NATION. At least talk to a representative and lock the deal in. Even if you're just thinking about windows, 866-90-NATION. Call now or go to windownation.com. You got to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69. Because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
Fill your tank. Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Hammer and Nigel are live this Friday, 3 till 6 at the Indiana State Fair Tap Room for Beer Sample Friday. They're tasting all the best brews before the Three Dog Night concert at the Free Stage. Fair vibes, cold drinks, and good times. Don't miss the fun.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer, checking out downtown, southbound 6570 after Washington Street. We do have a stall blocking the left lane and stopping traffic back into the north split. That's also backing up westbound 70 from Earl Street into the north split. Looking at Fishers, northbound 69 stop and go traffic 116th Street up to Brook School Road. Inbound 69 slows 96 to 82nd. Eastbound 465 slow off Keystone to the White River. On the northwest side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic around the I-65 interchange, and northbound 65 from the south side slows after Keystone into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
87 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. And right now, caller number 9 gets 2 tickets to go see Kansas and Jefferson Starship, a frontline benefit concert Friday, October 10th at Everwise Amphitheater. Kansas and Jefferson Starship. Great show. Caller number 9, we're going to hook you up right now. 239-9393. Back with Tony Kinnett. He is hosting the Tony Kinnett Cast coming up tonight, 7 o'clock, right after our show here at 93 WIBC. I don't know if you've seen our social media today, but we've nominated Nigel to replace Sydney Sweeney as the American Eagle new model to eliminate some of the controversy, Tony.
I swear to God, if you two drag him out in a jean jacket with no shirt, I'm quitting. I'm out of here.
Just go look on social media. It's already there.
Do yourself a favor.
No.
Take a look at that photo right now, Tony.
Where do I buy the calendar?
Why is this a thing?
The short answer is ugly bleeps be jealous. Ugly gals who are very sad but have made the entire last 20 years about how everyone needs to be proud of them for being fat and ugly are very upset that American advertising is like, you know what? People don't really want to buy the Dove deodorant that shows the beached whale moaning in the sunlight. Or on the other part, the Dylan Mulvaney, the dude with a ding-dong in a skirt, telling people, oh, I don't even know what March Madness is. Anyway, drink a Bud Light. People don't like that. I know this is going to surprise you. Big boobs and fast cars, they do well on the market. People tend to like those.
Right. We had a big rant yesterday. I kind of melted down. We are back as a country because we are defending big boob baddies putting on a pair of jeans. And that's the America that I would die for, Tony Kinnett.
Again, the theme of this entire country is Burt Reynolds as the bandit pulling into a gas station going, well, hot damn. That's the entire country. That's what it should be.
But it's a nuanced argument here because now they're starting to mention eugenics.
Man's bringing nuance to a Sydney Sweeney conversation. Do you hear this, Hammer?
These morons are bringing eugenics into the conversation. And you just can't argue with people like that.
I've said it before, the left knows 2 events in World War history. Number 1 is World War II. The second event is when they want to compare something to being worse than 9/11. That's it. That's all they have. So, of course, if there's something bad, clearly it's the Nazis. Saying she has good genes. Guys, I taught biology in a couple of different Indiana middle and high schools. Eugenics is not teaching people hereditary traits. Oh my God! And a pun on the word genes.
I know.
Right. Like, were people this pissed off when Marky Mark was in his underpants back in the day? Like, were people this pissed off when Brooke Shields was putting on, a pair of jeans? And hell, I don't even think she was 18 at the time.
Nope.
No, people didn't care. And the reason that people didn't care is because sex sells. I mean, what, do you really need me to get out the grade school book and show you tips of advertising? Number 1, bold colors. Number 2, boobs. I mean, yeah. Oh, it's fantastic.
What are you working on tonight for the show?
We have got a ton of momentum, like, heading down through this week, so we are finally going to tackle the one thing everyone has been wanting to see, and that is grown liberal men being tackled by police.
Oh, I like that. I like that a great deal.
Yeah, Cops is coming back, baby.
And if you run out of time, maybe some bonus tonus tonight?
Yeah, slit my wrists.
He's an American treasure. That is Tony Kinnett, winner of the 2024 J.D. Vance Lookalike Contest. Have a great show tonight, my friend.
Thanks, guys. May be blessed by fast cars and boobs.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days